You got your respirator on, Paulo? God, you are so gay. So fucking... Dude, we might not be friends after this.
Today is April 8th. It's your boy Paulo. It's another episode of Hold My Whistle. And with me today is my man.
I'm Foy.
Coming fresh with the new Sitka
It's not
vest.
that new, but it's newer.
It's out. Like
Yes.
you busted it for a trip, hunting trip first
Yes.
to Colorado. But this is your first time wearing it as casual wear.
Yeah, no, second time. I've worn it one other time.
Okay, and you're getting credit for it.
Oh yeah.
Sitka. What? Give me the what is it?
Well, it's a Sitka Dakota vest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pockets in the side.
It's the chest pockets, the high chest pockets, and then it's got the
fupa
belt
pockets. Normal
stuff. You know, it's got a high neck,
Okay.
so when I zip it up, I can like tuck my chin in there if I wasn't so fat.
Okay. Yeah. Any collar on Sean is a high neck because
It's like a turtleneck.
he has no neck.
Hey, well, you know, and don't forget you forgot.
Well,
to
yeah. If
mention
you hear
our-
the chuckles in the background, it's our boy
Little gentleman?
Tommy Pickles.
Look him up.
Yes.
Twitter handle T Pickles.
That's not
Is this your fourth time on the show?
fourth, yeah.
Fourth time.
There was
welcome
the
back?
one time I was on here that someone
The
screwed up
synonymous,
Synonymous.
anonymous.
Infamous.
the infamous missed episode.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
Paulo didn't. We don't want to talk about
we
that.
don't.
That just brings up too many
Hold your
bad
whistle
memories.
draft board.
Oh man, it was a great
That
day
was
though.
fun.
It was good to hang out with
That-
friends. And that's
Hang
what
out
it's
with
all
Diesel.
about.
Whew.
The Diesel,
Diesel
and
horse
and the
on lockdown. Like we're trying to get people to
and
get
the
me
Jake
wrong.
the Jake was in that episode.
The Jake is a premiere, I think.
Yeah, it was no, it was the premiere. It was like his second or third appearance.
Okay, right.
It was like a cameo at that point.
Yeah, and so it was just a good episode.
Yeah.
But Tommy was here for that, and yeah, but glad to have you back. How's everything been?
Great. It's keeping low and
I know the whole Corona thing. So I came in to the garage.
Yeah.
You know, you guys, we're taking some precaution here. You know, don't get me wrong. We are using our long mic booms, but we're friends and we're working together.
Sure.
We've been, but for the most part, have you been fairly distant from most people?
I've been to 2 houses other than my own. I've been to yours and I've been to Tommy's.
Yeah, same here.
I've only gone to, like I said, one store, Harrison's, and like the one right across the street.
Well, I go to El Rancho or
I've done
Albertsons.
a couple grocery. I haven't done the Albertsons yet.
Oh, I know.
I've
I
gone
take
to
that back.
Valley Fresh,
I did Valley Fresh once.
which is a great supermarket.
It's
in town.
nice, but fuck, they don't have shit.
You have to know the delivery dates.
Oh, you
And
got
that's
that shit down?
It's like yes and no.
It's like TP days. Do you know what day TP gets delivered?
Tuesdays, yeah, but I'm stocked.
Oh, I got.
What we've been doing, and what we have gotten on Tuesday, is we're making homemade sanitizer. So we've gotten rubbing alcohol on Tuesdays as well.
Oh, okay.
But
so if the booze runs out, you can drink the rubbing alcohol.
I would do it.
I bet.
Like, I bet I've had horrible moonshine and horrible bourbon where I'm guaranteeing some 91% rubbing alcohol.
Fuck, that just sounds terrible. Just sounds terrible.
Hey, muzzle flash when we first had it.
Oh, that video is still the best, dude.
I think a shot of that kills antivirus.
Guys, so speaking about bourbon, this is kind of a special day. So Tommy Pickles came and he always brings gifts. He brought
Bird dog.
the bird dog, which was great, and he's always got bottles of like, hey guys, let me tap this out. So he brought 3 bottles and at least got me a new bottle that I haven't tried yet, but I know a handful of my friends
I
have
don't
tried.
think I've tried the this one yet.
So that's the High West whiskey.
Just a regular.
It's out of Park City, Utah. I looked at the label for a little bit, and then Tommy brought 3 other bourbons. One kind of regular in most stores, right? That's the tin cup, and we've had that on the show
previewed
before.
that on the
And
show.
it's a
It was good.
Great one.
For the bang for your buck, it's like $29.
Yeah,
and
right.
it's-
So
I got it for like 27.
Tommy brought in what's that squared off bottle, Tommy?
The Woodenville from
Okay.
that's a Washington one. That's you can get local here.
And we've
I
done
found
this
it
is like our third or
my second
fourth
time getting it.
Washington bourbon.
Yeah, Washington has not done well so far.
It was well, right, because it's home of the muzzle flash. That's
Yes.
Coos Bay, I believe. No,
Walla Walla, I thought.
I have the bottle here
Walla
somewhere.
Walla or something.
I'll do a quick fact check here. Sean's going with Walla Walla. We're going with Walla Walla today. That's where fucking muzzle flash is
Yeah,
from.
I think you have to go check that right now. We'll continue to talk. So Tom brought the Woodenville. He's been sampling it for the last week or so. Tom, would you say?
Chucking
It's
that
my
bay.
second
Chuck a
bottle.
nut. Bay.
Chucking that bay.
Yeah, he chucked that shit in the bay.
Hey, here's the better though. I had it like a month ago.
What, were you fucking desperate?
It just isn't that bad. Like, remember when the last guys that we've hazed with it? It wasn't the Danish stuff is the worst now.
Oh, dude, that stuff's terrible.
Which, if you want to try after this, it's fine. But the primo one on the table here, which Sean, you were excited to see,
yeah,
and that Tommy was like, "Hey, bro, don't pour it disrespectfully." Is the what is this? So Burnside?
Yeah, Burnside at
Portland, Oregon, right? Mm-hmm. It's cool.
Yeah, they like
apothecary type bourbon bottle,
like
breakers, blue logo.
The font kind of looks like the old style newspaper from like New York days, back in the 13 colonies.
I don't even know what this. How do you pronounce that, Sean?
Quirkus,
Guyana, batch finished, Goose, Hollow, RSV bourbon.
Yeah.
Woo! 46%, crafted with straight bourbon whiskey finish. So, anyways, we got 4 bourbons for the show, and I was like, hey, we haven't done a blind test. Let's see Sean and Tommy's talent level. I poured each of them a numbered shot glass with a sip, and I have the key, and I'm going to see if you guys could do a blind tasting and be able to compare. So what you guys are going to be able to do for your base info is you're going to be able to waft the bottle, smell the cork,
okay,
and then you're going to go through the shots and see if you can match them up. You got that, Sean?
Sure,
pretty easy. So I have one set of 4 matching shot glasses that look like mugs and the other shot glasses. So why don't you guys take your shot glasses real quick, and we're going to see if you guys could do this real quick. And then I'm going to pass around the Burnside first, Sean.
Oh, are you?
Yes. And so
it's like
here's the cork.
I'm assuming I got
wafting.
Right?
Hello.
Good morning.
How you doing? I missed that Scottish dude. All right.
Oh, that's tasty.
Is it?
Did you smell it yet?
I'm going to give it a waft here. Oh, wow. It's caramelly. That smells sweet. And, that might... Oh. I didn't pour myself samples. I should have done that.
What are you talking about? What are those then?
Oh, no. Those are for Sean.
Oh, okay.
Okay, the second one here, I'm going to grab that Woodenville. Okay, straight bourbon whiskey. Woo. That's got a little... It's a clean cut.
It smells like it's real smooth, and it's not.
This might be a straight up bourbon. I could almost tell. Like, I wouldn't want to mix that.
The barrel on the.
It smells like.
Then I did.
I think
Burnside.
Yeah, for sure. Why don't you go ahead and do that tin cup, Sean?
Oh, the tin cup.
The tin cup.
Oh. Easy, Rod. Easy.
I think it's kind of cool.
So the thing that's going to be a little tough for you guys is you're wafting right out the bottle. The shots have been breathing for about half an hour.
Yeah.
So if that throws you off, like, take it in. You got to memorize these.
I smell nothing but vanilla on this one.
Vanilla?
That's the first thing I'm smelling. Yeah.
It definitely smells too. And then Sean, grab that High West. All right.
Now this...
What? So there is the High West label has some any kind of specific antelope, just basic.
No, it's just American antelope.
Okay, cool. So pretty cool bottle.
Yeah, they're air-blown.
Tall, long bottle. It's got like.
This was probably my favorite distillery to find.
Oh, you went there?
I mean, like to discover, like try out. Their brands now, but it's in Utah.
Oh, nice.
It'd be cool to go to now.
Oh wow, this it's not as pungent though. I'm not really. Maybe I don't know if my nostrils are already like.
Because this is their standard one, their standard bourbon. They have rye, rendezvous rye.
All right, guys.
Campfire.
Tom brought the campfire version out. It's real smoky and oak.
It's like it's a blend.
I wasn't a fan personally, but it wasn't my thing.
Okay, so which one do you think you're going to be able to spot off right away?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go right down the middle. I'm gonna say I get 50. I'm gonna get 50%.
Two of them.
Yes.
Because for me, I would probably do a different. Like, what is your strategy? You can do one for one. Try to clear because we don't have any. I have a little bit of Gatorade. I got Gatorade for you guys, but like you're not going to be able to cleanse the palate.
I'm not that worried about it.
Not too worried about it. You guys got it. Okay, so
are we going to write our answer down?
You could write your answers down, or you could vote. It's a podcast, so no one's going to see what you're writing. If you could change it around though. Your final answer you put in after you have all 4 tastings done.
Okay.
So you can be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to switch one for the first one, or whatever you think it is.
Arrange them.
All right. So these ones are mine.
Those are yours. Yeah, and they're numbered.
Okay.
All right, so go ahead and just start. Do what you want with number one. If you want to do a waft and a taste. Now, not to mention, Sean is also tampering with his taste because he's got a chew in.
So,
right. So that's high level.
That's a waft right there.
You see, you're taking more time wafting these ones than the first ones, which I would have probably. Okay. How's it tasting?
Ooh, it's good.
So you didn't even finish it. Like I poured a mini shot.
No, I just
you sip it and then like
let you get all the feelings.
Right.
Oh, number one. I think number one is Tin Cup.
Okay. Right now, and what about you, Tommy? What do you?
I'm getting
just your first
the cherry.
guess.
I'm doing a
cherry.
I'm going with Woodinville.
Ooh. All right. Let's go on to sample number 2. Sean, are you not finishing your sample?
I'm going to, but okay. I don't want to. I don't want to overload my palate.
Well, you're making me think like I overpoured.
Well, when you're doing a blind taste test,
is that right?
You don't want a ton, right?
Okay, yeah,
you
don't pollute your palate.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, number 2, guys, go for it.
Muzzle flash?
Yeah, pass the muzzle flash,
Muzzle
please.
flash is on the table, guys. It made it.
Ooh.
That should be a palate
All
cleanser.
right, how you feeling about number 2, Tom?
Number 2, let me take a look.
Number 2, it smells really caramely.
Oh, candy. Okay. So what was the sweetest one we wafted?
I don't know.
I'm only. This is from what I say. I would think it would be the Burnside. The Burnside or tin.
2 for me is Woodinville.
Whoa.
I think it's the Tin Cup. It is sweet and it's a taste I don't recognize.
Okay. So you guys are 1 and 2 are split.
I haven't had Tin Cup yet.
So you both have picked Woodinville and Tin Cup. You just have them flip flopped for 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Number 3. Tommy Schnoz. I've never seen a nose go into a shot glass. Tommy's nose just fucking raped my shot glass.
Oh, no.
Fuck.
It's like
it's straight. It's crooked though.
It's like the Digital Underground song when in the 69 position, his Humpty nose will tickle your rear.
That's right.
Great
drop, Sean. That's a fact.
Dropping knowledge. Yeah. Hold on. Don't make your guess yet. I want to sample this first. Of course.
It was a long process. That was like a slurp too. That wasn't like the wine like that where you inhale and turn you. I heard bubbles.
I'm gonna say that's High West.
High West for Sean. No trades out yet, huh?
Not yet. I'm gonna wait till I taste them all first.
Right. And Tommy, how you feeling? So what's left is High West and the Burnside, right? Or you could sub something out.
I think that's High West.
Okay, that's a double High West. Okay, and number 4. Let's just jump right into it.
Well,
this is so.
Ooh. How are you?
Ooh. How
nice
are the nostrils doing, man? Are you breathing really well right now?
Oh, dude, they're cleared out.
This is like a bourbon facial or a nostril cleanse.
I think I might have to change my order up.
Oh, Tommy might do this. This is a big move. Like if it was like draft day or something.
I'm gonna stick with it. I think that's Burnside.
Burnside. All right.
Wait. Which one did I say was Tin Cup?
Tin Cup. You said was 1.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to change 1 and 4.
Burn?
1 and 4, I might change. I don't know yet. I'm not for sure.
All right, and Tommy. So
I said.
So you're saying it's Burnside because that's a process of elimination. Mm-hmm. Are you happy with that?
I am not.
Are you gonna? So there's.
I'm gonna leave it.
You're gonna leave it.
I mean, yeah. Stick to your guns.
Sticking to my guns.
So the bottom half, the only ones that you guys are in between are 1 and 2. So your final tasting. So I'm gonna ask you one more question now before we get to it. Which ones are your favorite? Was 1, 2, 3, or 4 your favorite? And you could finish them off.
I think 2 was my favorite.
2 for Sean was his favorite?
Yes.
Okay. What about you, Tommy? Do you want to go in order? Do you have an order? What's your least favorite? Just your least favorite. Which one did you not like? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Probably in comparison to all the rest of the 4, probably 1.
1 you didn't like?
I'm gonna say number 2 was my favorite.
2 was your favorite too, Tommy? Okay. And which one did you not like?
Which one I didn't like? Least bunch.
Tommy liked them all.
I mean, they're all good.
I 3 of them for sure. I would be like, I didn't get too much from just sniffing. I didn't get nothing from the High West, but quick, Tommy.
I guess I'll go with 1.
You love number 1. Okay.
No, least
favorite. Okay. All right. So here we go. Are you guys ready for the answers?
Yes.
Number 1, Woodinville.
Tommy got it?
Tommy is correct with the Woodinville, but it's also both of you didn't like it.
Yeah.
So that was the worst one.
I'm gonna say that's my second time.
Okay. Number 2 was Tin Cup. So that's Tommy's 100%, and was your favorite one, Tommy. So that's affordable, and you could get it anytime. You don't have to fucking be. Oh, I got the one from Portland, but
dude, I'm getting none.
You are 0 for 2, right? So this is the one. If Tommy goes 100%, if he gets this next one right.
Yes.
All right. Number 3, High West. And, of course, number 4 is the Burnside. Tommy coming in.
Up top, baby.
1,000. 1,000.
I got 1.
You got 2.
I did.
Yeah, so the bottom 2, you guys had the same. You both picked Burnside as number 4 and the High West number 3. But both of you did pick number 2, which was Tin Cup as your favorite.
Tin Cup is great.
Mm-hmm. And so, if you guys, if you want to hit back on number 4, the Burnside or the
Woodinville?
The Woodinville. That's not Woodinville. It's not Woodville.
It's one of those names where it's just like,
It doesn't really roll.
Hey, but see, my prediction was accurate. I said I was going to get
500.
I was going to say I'd get 500.
I almost think you fucking did that on purpose. And Tommy, you saw me make the fucking keys, and I know your family. You're related to your brother. But hey, Tin Cup, try it, guys.
It's good.
Yeah,
I mean, it's tasty. Now it's time to make a proper drink.
Try to make a drink.
We have ice out here?
I'm gonna go get some ice cubes for everybody, and we'll get it going. But I have a mask. I have gloves. I have PPE, personal protective equipment.
I didn't know that was an acronym.
I took it EMT class twice. I passed it once. That's one of the things you learn.
In the span of 5 years?
It was about it was a semester and a vocational class.
It's a 5-year class?
So you like Pauly Shore and Son-in-Law? I took it for half semester.
Yeah, I majored in astronomy for 2 semesters at the ends of college. You know what show I just started watching that's great? Because that's what I'm doing. Just fucking watching Netflix.
I'm guessing Tiger King?
Community.
Oh.
I haven't watched it.
With Joe McHale?
With fucking Chevy Chase, Cole McHale, fucking
Danny Glover?
Donald Glover, the Childish Gambino.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
It's, dude, hilarious junior college TV show. If you're not, we don't watch it. If you're into it, it's funny. There's one episode that's the Dia de los Muertos episode in season 1. It's 4 in the morning. I wake up the whole family laughing. So it's one of those ones. But what have you been watching, Tommy?
I actually been watching McMillions. I haven't since this whole quarantine thing. I watch it with Josh, but in fact, I don't want to go over to his house in case I'm infected. I don't know.
We'll come to follow.
We're a few episodes in, and it's amazing. It's actually a good documentary.
Yeah, I heard it was good.
It's
so what's that one about?
Intriguing.
It's about the Monopoly game at McDonald's. How it was a total fucking scam.
There was no huge winners ever?
No, there was winners, but it was predetermined winners.
It was the best game. Monopoly pieces.
So
who was dirty, McDonald's or Monopoly?
No, don't. Oh, no spoilers. No spoilers.
Okay.
So,
but who are
I can tell you a story about
who's the heavy hitters in the show? Do you know what I mean?
I will say that it is mafioso related.
I love it. So McMillions, mob, true American mob stories.
So do you remember when they used to put the McDonald's game sheets in the newspaper? You'd get a couple of pieces.
Yeah, there's magazines.
And then you had the board.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get the board and have a couple of pieces.
Dude, you had to order the right size drink and fries, and they used to be on the boxes. You have to.
Yeah, so you could do that, or it came out in the newspapers.
Right.
So what we'd do is we'd hit every newsstand.
And
we'd pick one. We pay for one, and we take all the newspapers out and fucking just unload them all. And at that time, my uncle delivered newspapers as a side job. So when we'd go over in the morning to help him, like, bag them up and shit, we'd pull out all the game pieces. And, dude, we had, like, hundreds and hundreds of dollars of free food. It was awesome.
Right, it was items, though. It would be, like, fries or plain cheeseburger or a milkshake.
But it was awesome.
And guess what? I got that all the time, and
when you're a poor bastard, it's fucking
and it was
awesome.
fun. It was fun. Like, it's almost like, well, they have the Monopoly game at Albertsons.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and that's had to stop. That also was quarantined, and no one gets to do them. We've won some decent stuff on that one, but I didn't know that sounds like a decent documentary. I love mob documentaries and stuff like that. Did you see the new Irishman?
No, I haven't. It's like 3 hours.
The 3.5 hour one,
right?
It was about 2 hours too long. It wasn't that good.
I had to watch it twice.
It could have been way better.
The second half, I liked a lot better.
They could have cut out a lot of the bullshit. And
but it's all true stuff that you want to get correct and.
But it's not. Blah. It's not better than to kill the Irishman.
No, I like that guy.
That one was.
Same story.
It's not the same story. Different Irish guy, but
similar stuff, union stuff, this and that, but good. And that's about what 8 years old now. That movie.
I think so.
Something like that. Good one.
Who's in
that dude? Is big.
Oh fuck! I couldn't tell you who it was.
It wasn't. It was a B movie. I would say.
Yeah, but it's on Netflix.
It's
really
done
good.
well though. It's done
really
well.
Good.
It doesn't. Yeah. There's a lot of B movies that you get away with watching here and there, and this one is done well. It makes you. It feels like a movie. It's just the guy who plays the Irishman is an unknown.
Nobody. Yeah.
Right, and he does a hell of a job. Yeah, I think he did really well.
Been watching a lot of Sopranos reclips and rewatches.
I know, like it's things that you're going back and watching. They did the whole new Clone Wars, the last season's out, so I was like, do I rewatch everything?
I haven't watched one episode of that.
Well, it's a cartoon, so it's,
I know what it is, and I've heard it's really good for multiple people.
I like it.
It's canon too, right?
Huh?
It's considered canon. It's part of the actual story, like
part of the lore.
It's not just like
Anakin's all over it.
It's not spin-off, right? Okay, so
it's legit to the actual lore.
Yeah, that's what.
So no movies. Is the Tiger King still?
I didn't like it. I thought it was dumb.
It was. Well, I think you saw all the propaganda after. Like, if you didn't watch it,
it didn't live up to the hype for me. It did not live up to the hype.
Never seen a single episode.
It was blah.
I just know to hate Carol Baskins for don't know what she did. She probably killed her husband, fed him the cat. I don't know.
So what's more annoying, seeing the whole Tiger King like social media stuff, on Facebook and Instagram, and you're seeing all that, or like the fucking social media quizzes, or like, hey, do this math problem.
Oh yeah,
or,
with all the pictures and shit.
Pictures, or fucking send it to 5 people and
because I don't partake.
I'm spending like hours extra on my phone now because of all this.
My screen time is way up.
My phone is telling me, it's like, oh, get the fuck off this. Like, you're fucking...
Yeah, my watch, it's like, oh, it's time to stand up. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, fuck, this is a lot of phone time. I'm fucking catching dinosaurs, playing like 4 different games. I got Angry Birds again.
Oh, you back on?
Back on the Angry Birds. Well, you guys are playing fucking Fortnite.
We're on Fortnite.
Yeah,
I just
getting blasted by Grayson, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's good.
And we got some ice cubes. Keep on going.
Oh, man. But... the McMillions I want to get back to is one of those that I've dabbled in, like, before I pick a show, it's like I'll think about it and I'm like, do I want to, do I don't. I haven't sat down and started watching it. I think
it's HBO too.
I have HBO Go.
Okay, that makes sense.
But I did binge watch Ozark season 3. Have you watched any of the Ozark?
That has been in my queue. Well, when I used to have Netflix, it was in my queue for like a few years. Dude, I think I talked to Mario about this 2 years ago.
Worth the watch. It is so good. Like, so much shadiness. It's great. It's like Mexican cartel ties along with like this random white dude that's a fucking money launderer.
Oh.
And it's really good. Jason Bateman, he is what he is. You always get like this same character. Really sharp and always like condescending towards others, just his shtick. Yeah. And he does a really good job with it. And it's one of those shows that it leaves you wanting more.
I can't really think of Jason Bateman. Well, I can actually think of one that he's really not done it for me in a movie. He always hits the mark for me.
Yeah, he always hits the mark for me.
Comedy, serious roles. Series
talking about
hits.
Ozarks?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, dude.
Did you watch it?
I haven't watched it. No, I've watched the first season and like a half. Because this is where I kind of like, what I'm going to get to it. Oh, you want to make a cocktail?
Yeah, well, I was thinking of making an old fashioned.
Okay, I'll get you some stuff.
I'll go get it.
Okay. But yeah, I again, kind of like what I did with Game of Thrones and Sons of Anarchy. Like, okay, I kind of want to watch it. I'll watch maybe a couple episodes. It's always a little late. Like, I'll be like halfway through season 1 or something when HBO first was like, I can't really go back and watch it. And I'd be like, okay, it's a solid one. Don't listen too much into it when the hype's happening in season for season, but wait for the end. And so like, I waited only for like the last season or 2 seasons of Game of Thrones, and I only waited like 2 months for the last season of Sons of Anarchy.
Right.
So I like to kind of go into it that way. I'll finish it with the crowd.
Yeah.
I just don't want to
start
year for year it. And now Netflix, the way it works is like, here's a whole series, 15 seasons, 90 episodes. You could marathon.
I did that for Game of Thrones. It was rough.
Really?
Yeah, it's like some of those episodes just blended together where I just like, oh man,
Sean is a crazy marathoner. It makes me sick.
Just not running.
I swear to God, one time I think I didn't talk to him for like 4 hours, and he's like, I just knocked out a whole season of fucking something. I was like, what'd you do?
Who's this?
You.
What'd I watch?
I said one time I didn't talk to you for like half a day. Right? I know I talked to you, and then you come back and you're like, yeah, I just knocked out like a whole season of something.
Yeah, that sounds like me.
It's absolutely what it sounds like. But it's a little cold. What do you need? Oh,
you have regular ice?
I think Elise tossed it. There was a little bit we had left, and then she tossed it today. But Sean he's really, I'll tell you
those
what.
Are nice ice cubes. They're nice and clear.
Yeah. This is, look at, so I'm drinking the Burnside because I could have tin cup mostly whenever. So I'm going to give this Oregon stuff a chance here with a little bit of ice. Salute. Tommy, pour yourself a glass. Man, we got options here today.
So I'm going to pour them all together.
Hey, and if you're listening, you ain't got shit to do. Go ahead, turn up the volume a little bit. You can hear me when you walk to your bourbon section. Pour yourself a drink. Cheers to you. Hope you're doing okay. Thank you for listening. All right. It doesn't have to be bourbon, whatever it is. Hopefully you're not driving, but guess what? You could take cocktails in the trunk, and it's legal. So
that's so weird. So
do it. Yeah. I want to be the first car designer to have cup holders in the trunk. It's only good for this scenario in our history.
Yeah, I'm going High West.
High West is gonna hit you different with an old fashioned. Are you doing old fashioned? It looks like you are.
Sean brought the shake
because it's a little on the sweeter side. So I don't know if it's gonna be your cup of tea, but it is pretty good.
We'll see how it goes.
No, but it's a little cold, and Sean,
put sugar in mine.
He does have the vest on, but he also has his Buccaneers beanie on. Did you see?
You know how old this beanie is?
Dude, that's, well, by the shade of brown that the white used to be.
It's probably 2001.
And it's I don't want to say 2001. I'd say, I'm going to say it's post Super Bowl. I'm going to say 2005.
I got this beanie in 98.
That's when they had that logo?
Pretty sure.
Oh my gosh. Junior high?
Mm-hmm.
Freshman year?
No, junior high. My dad sent it to me for Christmas.
Oh no, that's not that one, man. Let me see. Is the tag still on it? You can't read the date on it. I want to see evidence.
It's like lobster fisherman style.
Where's the VIN number on that beanie?
Dude, it is so old.
Dude, keep the beanie on. Your hair looks worse than mine.
At least it's all there, bitch.
Hey.
You can style it, Sean.
Dude, Tito's beard. I FaceTimed my dad today, and I know my beard's kind of getting there, but my dad's beard was like, I was like, that's a good beard, and it's silver. And he hasn't. This is a guy who hasn't had a beard since I was in my mom's belly.
Jeez.
I don't even. Maybe he had a beard when I was like 3 or 4.
Tom, you want a
he used
cocktail?
to work at a Fabregas company or something.
Sean.
But but I seen my dad's beard. I'm like, something to look forward to. It's like Sean. You see Sean's dad's beard. Mm-hmm. And you're like, I don't think Sean's ever going to get.
I'll never achieve that.
He missed it.
Yeah.
So
brother.
Yours is kind of. It's like thick and kind of yarny and patchy.
Hey, is your brother engaged? I think am I allowed to say that he got engaged, right?
I think so.
Yeah, congratulations, Ryan.
Ryan.
I think so. I don't know.
Hey,
I don't know what the story is, but it could be true.
Hey, you might be the best man. You might not be. Probably not.
Probably not.
Nah,
That's
I'm sure Spencer.
Anyway. But the Buccaneers, they got they got a new jersey. They changed a couple things. It's not the logo's still the same. You still got the flag with the crossbone and the crossbones, right? But they have a gray jersey that's like the color rush number jersey. Uni. It's all gray. Yeah. I like it. It's not anthracite. It's kind of like a flat gray. Yeah. Kind of like the gray you have on the inside of your ticket. Yeah. The flag's a little different, but nothing. I mean, like size wise on the helmet. And then they changed the numbers back. And this is like and I think a couple other sports like podcasts or people talked about it. But is it mostly because of Tom? Does Tom get the Tom Brady era of jersey?
I think they're trying to set it.
They are trying to go all in on this.
Yeah, and capitalize. Right, exactly.
You're capitalizing on what you have. You have a very high profile quarterback that's accustomed to winning.
Yes,
coming in, and he's got fucking great receivers to throw the ball to.
This is going to be exciting.
It's the best core. Like in terms of skill, not overall like experience.
1, 2, 3.
And then defenses that they had to go against. You know what I mean? The matchup games, there's a lot of like chances for Tom to like.
Well, I mean, if Ronald Jones can, pick it up again, he did okay his second year, but coming into his third year, if he can be the man and like solidify that run game, they're dangerous on offense. You look at the Bucs were losing games because of pick sixes thrown by Jameis Winston. They were scoring 30 points a game.
I'm sure it was exciting games to watch, but you want to win. You want a W.
Yeah. Right. And then, when you look at their defense was the number one rush defense in the league. They're young, and they got skill. I mean, they can stop the run.
And that's saying a lot.
Fuck, I don't know.
To be the number one run defense when you turn the ball over so many times.
Some fan. No, it's an ex-head coach, I think, is what I'm...
Fuck, I don't know. I don't pay attention to that shit.
Way to like your team, Sean. Hey, that's a diehard Buck fan for you right there.
Well, Sean's got 3 teams right now, right?
I think I have to take the Patriots off now since Tom's gone.
This is like a bittersweet thing for Sean. He's like, I'm used to liking 2 teams. I can't like one team. Where do you go? If
who do I watch? Who do I watch at 10 in the morning now?
I will still watch Patriots play because Bill Belichick is still the best coach in football, hands down. Okay. Let's see.
His team is still going to be an army.
It's going to be a fucking depleted army.
What? Yeah. How far down do they move in passing game?
Oh, passing game. The passing game was way down this year. The run game is where they were succeeding.
They were succeeding.
I also think possession of the ball time will go down. First downs. That kind of thing. Those numbers will go down, but you might not see too much of a change in the win-loss record in the last.
They will.
Obviously, last year was tough, but they're gonna be right there on making playoffs. And
I don't think they win the division.
Wild card? Are they at the bottom?
Oh, you think Buffalo's beating them? We're talking about Pats, right?
Yeah, we're talking about the Patriots.
Okay, we're gonna roll Jets, right?
Jets are still going to be last.
Okay, of course.
They'll still be last. They have talent, but
And then the Browns?
No.
I mean, the Browns. Why did I say Browns? I meant...
the Bills and the Dolphins. The Dolphins spend a shit ton of money on fucking defensive players.
Everything.
And it seems to me like they're all in on Fitzmagic being their quarterback. They can score points. Mm-hmm. And
they have 2 first picks?
Yeah.
Right?
Do they have first?
They traded Fitzpatrick, right?
Oh, Minka?
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have that one coming in and then their own. So they're going to improve offensively.
Was the Minka trade a win-win right now? When you're looking at everything, like Minka's great in Pittsburgh.
You got to look.
But Miami's doing good with that trade right now.
Yeah. Well, when you're in Miami, you have so many holes. You just want picks.
Yeah, you need.
I'd rather give up a top 10 and get several guys in like the blue chip area.
It's the Bill Belichick theory. It's like, trade back, trade that, acquire a couple more picks. That way you get more guys to evaluate, more talent you're bringing in.
So, Tommy, when was the draft supposed to be?
23rd?
23rd.
And it was canceled.
It was canceled.
And you had full plans on going, right?
Yeah, I had my ticket purchased and our hotel was reserved.
And now you didn't get to go.
Where were you staying?
We were going to stay at, I want to say Cosmopolitan, but I think I was wrong on that. So I can't remember exactly right.
Cheap drink, Tommy.
It wasn't Excalibur. It was like one of the, I think it was one of the cheaper spots, actually.
Oh.
But we reserved it so far, but I didn't reserve it. I was just the one going to Venmo the person who saved it.
Yeah, you and your boys were going.
Yeah, it was us. It was going to be about 6 of us.
It would have been a cool event.
My close
go
friend.
to an actual draft, but now, first ever, like, stay-at-home draft.
Terrible. God, that's going to be so lame.
Is it?
Oh, I'm going to watch it because I haven't watched fucking television since they stopped airing sports.
Well, I haven't watched ESPN. ESPN's probably taken the biggest hit in television ratings it's ever had.
Oh, dude, I'm surprised they haven't shut the doors.
What do they talk about? What are we talking about? Shit,
right?
Yeah.
We've been talking about fucking COVID.
Right, exactly, and that's really what it's about, and our take on it, and how we're dealing with it. And you know what?
They just talk about speculations and all those silly things.
Yeah,
it's all just guessing.
Right, and and then Mike Mayock and fucking Mel Kiper. This is like the best thing they've ever had. Like all they have to talk about is what ifs, and that's
Mike Mayock's a GM now, so
right, he's not. But guys.
Well, now Todd McShay and Mel Kiper, those guys are like balls deep in fucking film.
They're heroes right now.
They are putting in the legwork of like which draft pick is going to go where, and all those things.
And it's harder to actually like hear reports on players doing like meetings because everything's just over the phone and all these other doors because no one's approaching.
What it used to be, it used to be a couple dudes in a hotel, like lobby or freaking atrium, whatever they wanted to call it, in their fucking ballroom one. You know what I mean? With their helmet phones and flashcards, writing down who they wanted.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
it's going to be a cheap version of that. It's going to have some great TV effects, and there might be some ghost marks. You know what I mean? But
this would be the best year for smoke screens, though, because it's so hard to like validate other teams visiting players.
I think it's really on the guys getting drafted. I think it's on them, and I think maybe you make it a couple days longer.
You're going to see a lot more busts this year because training. Because a lot of these guys, they're not going to have the private workouts. They're not going to go see the teams and do the private workouts. So you don't really know what this guy is other than what he's shown on film. So you're going to have to take him at face value. Right. You don't know what underlying tones there are.
I don't know if there's going to be a lot more. I think there's a small percentage increase.
There's going to be a lot more misses. That's what I should have said. Instead of busts, there's going to be a lot more misses. Uh-huh. People are going to reach on a guy or completely miss a guy. Yeah. That means he wants you to have a drink.
Yeah, drink, Tommy.
I'm still finishing my point.
Tommy is the fucking guy who stays in front of his favorite sample at Costco and eats like 10 of them, but like in half an hour. Right. He's hanging out there with that person with their fucking hairnet. No, but what I'm saying as far as making the draft kind of exciting, because you're going to see these players at home, and they're not going to have the 20 family members behind them sitting on the couch. Whatever it is, you know what I mean? How you usually see the guys who stay at home.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's really on them because there's only going to be like 2 or 3 people around them.
Yeah.
If not, nobody around them. And I think that's where you can crush it. So, with some video. Because did you see the kid learning from his college professor? And they're doing it on a Zoom. There's all the students, and he's pulled out a whole bunch of cash, and the teacher's put that away, and he fucking lights up a blunt, and they're we're learning right now. I'm gonna give you an
There's some good ones like that.
So I think if the NFL guys and they're by themselves and they do a funny hey, I just got drafted video, it would make the draft amazing. It's almost going to be like a Monday Night Football, what university you went from type of thing. I just got drafted to the Buffalo Bills and freaking smash a table or something. You know what I mean?
It's just gonna be funny clips.
It would be great. I think it's
TikTok videos
because what
stuff.
else is this draft going to be?
See, if they were smart, they would chop it up into more days and let it run longer. That way, they have more airtime. I mean, because you got to look, they're going to do the first day, and then they do rounds 2 and 3.
2 and 3 on day 2.
It was a 3-day event or
7.
It's a 3-day event. Yeah,
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
It is. It's the drafting portion of it's 3 days, but there's a few days before that where it's interviews,
fan zones, and press days.
Yeah, and then that's another thing. With the misses, now you're not getting any of that, so you're gonna have these guys that could be potential bad character, guys for your organization.
They're not having those that tough interview where
you don't know how they're going to react when they get asked the tough question. Yeah. It's like, is this guy going to be a stand-up guy and be a team guy, or is he going to be a me guy and say fucking shit?
No, asking tough questions about what your mom used to do on the streets. But that's what they were do the hard questions. Or hey, are you going to go back and fuck up again? Or
I think the big miss here with the draft is people aren't going to be. Are they still taking the Wonderlic test?
Okay, which we've never done still.
We still have talked about it multiple times. But, like, there's a lot of factors. I mean, call it...
so pretty much they're doing the guys who went to the combine, whatever pro days people got to do, right? And film.
Yeah.
Game film.
It's game film.
It's like it's raw. So, yeah. Right. Maybe you're doing phone calls. Maybe, I'm sure they're trying to communicate the best way they can.
See...
And you know what? This is probably almost like a college... scout person, like, hey, I'm going into their fucking social media, following them, kind of seeing if they're really being a straight up person, you know what I mean? And I'm sure doing, the Zoom interviews here and there, but
I'm sure they're hiring private detectives to kind of follow them around.
So, back to that. Fuck, what was I gonna say, dude? I totally had something valid to say to that, and I totally spaced. Holy shit!
What about like Zoom videos?
Not Zoom videos. God, where was I going with that? Come back to me. I gotta think about it. Holy shit!
But if there is some misses, I think
Every year,
at the same time, when you have too much information, it might like sway your choices.
It's definitely different. All right, I know what I was gonna say.
Okay, give it to me.
All right. Fuck, I forgot again.
Yeah, so too much information might sway your choices. This is a raw pick now. Like, it's going to be strictly talent.
All right.
Sometimes a bad egg, a bad egg, or a bad attitude might not really be what you think. It might really work with other coaches in his position. And
all right, third time's a charm. I got it. So
son, here we go.
So the guys that are going to get hurt the most with this are the guys coming out early. The guys that don't have a lot of film, the guys that should have stayed one more year, and there's not a lot of game film. They're not getting those private workouts to show to showcase what they really can do.
Does it help anybody? Does it help like the guys trying to make the team that were nobodies, or
I don't.
Or the lower draft picks, or the undrafted?
I think it's
you're
definitely
gonna do all workouts. Be like, hey,
yeah, it really only helps the teams.
Or does it hurt the pocketbook? Like, hey, we really know too much about you. Maybe last year a second rounder made this, but this year you're making a percentage lower.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that was part of the collective bargaining they did or something like that. But you got to look at it. It's like these guys that come out early when they're talking about them, like on draft day. It's like, oh, this guy came out early. He doesn't have a lot of film. Yada yada yada. All that shit. Those are the kids that are going to get hurt because they're not doing the private workouts like showcasing their talents. I wonder if those guys will have an ability like the NCAA will allow them to like undeclare and go back to school because of that.
Well, the NCAA kind of was tough on the winter sport athletes. They said no, they're not going to get their senior season back. So,
well, the NCAA can eat a bag of dicks,
right?
Yeah,
they're fucked. Damn it, I pulled this on.
Yo, fuck.
I had a valid fucking.
You had something to say?
I was going, but no. Here we go on fucking bourbon.
I think this year you're gonna find great picks in your day 3 as opposed to other years because of those things. The only people that are gonna be like what's the word I'm thinking of? Shit, now I'm pulling a shot too.
Fuck, man, it's going around.
Fuck the draft.
Maybe it was the tasting.
Fuck the draft.
Why? It's the only sports we have to look forward to.
Well, you know what? It would have been this last Saturday. It would have been the NCAA basketball championship. So this is probably the biggest sports thing America has missed since the Olympics holdout, right?
Let's say it's gonna be held too, right?
It got postponed, didn't it?
Yeah.
But how do you feel as a sports fan? You didn't do a bracket. You didn't have Duke losing in the third round. you didn't get to do that kind of stuff. You didn't get to, talk about, I still got a chance to win my bracket against my friends.
Honestly,
fucking Kentucky pulls through. No diaper dandies.
Honestly, it's like, dude,
no unbelievable babies.
I miss it, but fuck, it's not a big deal right now. Right. It really isn't. I haven't skipped a beat with it. I do miss like the competition because, in my opinion, the NCAA tournament is the best tournament in all sports. It's the best sporting event. but it is the worst way to crown a champion. What's the point of having conference titles and rankings and all that shit if then you got to go play another tournament and beat everybody all again? I mean, it's a little redundant to me.
There's a lot of teams.
There is a lot of teams.
So
but the one thing I will say about
you think maybe
the concept of the tournament is great.
Right.
It gives everybody a shot. Even the fucking poo butt colleges in the middle of fucking nowhere get a chance.
Right.
The fucking the Harvards of the world and all the fucking guys that wouldn't last.
Think about how many guys are pros that were on small schools that had great tournaments,
like the Butler Bulldogs or Old Dominion,
Steph Curry,
or Davidson.
Right.
It's like,
and then
you know what?
Then you get Wichita State.
The other thing, other than the social media quizzes and the text backs, is like this day in sports. Oh. And so you get. Did you get a good this day in sports?
No, I've just been thinking about all the ones I've been seeing.
Right. So which one? I saw who was the guy who beat up fucking. Who's the guy who had the talk show, The Burn?
Jim Rome, and I could see his face.
But that happened a couple days ago where he freaking was like, call me freaking... wrong name. Chris Barrett. No.
Chris Berman?
No.
Fuck. It was like a pitcher.
It was Jim Rome and what is
Jim Everett.
Jim Everett, yeah.
Jim Everett, and he's like, call me Chris one more time. He's like, I bet I do. Chris. And fucking Chris Everett is Jim Everett's no small guy. And this is young Jim Rome.
And he is a mouthy motherfucker.
You didn't punch him. He was mouthy, bro.
Oh, yeah.
And I never really liked Jim Rome. He's not one of my favorites.
No, I could...
He comes off as a douche.
But
I'm sure he is.
He was before his time.
Yes.
Because that's all
his trademark.
Now. Yes.
I mean, that's kind of his trademark.
I mean, that's Stephen A. to me kind of like resembles Jim Rome.
Oh.
But not as condescending. You know?
Yeah. Do you know what show I missed for sports? There's two.
I missed Pardon My Take. I love Pardon My Take.
I missed Best Damn Sports Show. I used to watch that it wasn't really a sports show, but it's pretty much what we all do now. It's like, hey, let's talk, John Sally and freaking Tom Arnold.
Yeah, that was that was a
Charles
long time.
Barkley would be on there.
Fucking Charles Barkley.
No, I have to see him all the time.
I like the fucking Charles Barkley Draymond Green beef that they have.
That is very fun to watch.
Man, you can't sit at this table. You ain't got no rings.
You know what? Who did better in college? I know Charles was at Auburn and was a superstar at Auburn. Mm-hmm. But Draymond did he win a national championship
at Michigan State? I don't know.
They won.
They were good, but I don't know.
I don't think Michigan State has won in last night.
That's something I'm going to look up.
You're going to fact check it. Go ahead, fact check it.
So, but you said, have you seen the CIF Instagram? And they had a bracket for best high school sports. Have you seen that?
Dude, that was fucking lame. How is wrestling the number one sport for CIF?
It's a tournament. Don't get me wrong. The state tournament.
That.
But, state football is kind of weird. Once it gets to the state game, it's not that hype.
No, it's
There's
not
a lot of people there.
Well,
and I think that's what might have came into play. When you go to the state wrestling tournament, one light, you're in an arena.
Well, you got to think it's an individual. It's an individual sport.
It's combative, so it's
it's individual. So when you think you have one individual competing against however other many individuals, that person's going to bring like 3 to 6 people just to come watch them.
Right.
And then
returning state champs?
Exactly.
They bring like 50. There's a kid from Buchanan.
Oh, the Clovis area?
Well, there's a kid from Gilroy, Jay Saldate, number 1 in the nation, going to Michigan State.
Grounds, huh?
Michigan State.
Really? Why there?
Dude, when you're number 1 in the nation, you get to, you maybe want to hype up a score. You follow a coach. Because it's a little different. Maybe you don't want to go to the powerhouses.
I was going to say, wouldn't you want to go Midwest?
Maybe you don't.
Big 12 is a good wrestling conference.
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe you could wrestle sooner than later. A lot of guys don't want to.
I've never
get to take a break.
I've never heard of like a Michigan State wrestler. Like when I watch, because I watch the tournament.
Maybe he wants to be the precursor for all that.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
to be the guy
who puts it on the map. Mm-hmm. I get that, but it's like, dude, if you're gonna go Big Ten, it's like go Iowa, go fucking Penn State, fuck even Michigan. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a Michigan State wrestler. I mean, it's one of those things.
I've seen them, but I don't think they've been winners.
Yeah.
When I think Michigan State, I think Magic and fucking Larry Bird, fucking You know who else? Michigan State alum. It's not like. I think I'm more of a go blue than go state guy.
I could give a shit.
Okay, you grow up in Michigan or Ohio. What school do you go to? If you're going to be
what am I going to play?
You're going to play linebacker.
If I'm
middle linebacker,
Dude, you go to Ohio State.
Yeah, Ohio State.
I know.
I mean,
That's I was thinking about it, and because at the same time, quarterback, Michigan.
Fuck no, you go to Ohio State.
Always Ohio State.
I think, but you don't crush it in the league, though.
No, you don't crush it.
You don't crush it in the league,
but you're gonna fucking kill it in college,
right? Exactly. I'm thinking making it to the pros.
What fucking? All right.
And who's your head coach?
So you can say that you can say Michigan.
Or just historically correct.
Outside of Tom Brady, what Michigan quarterback has been worth a shit? I mean, you say Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, no. And then was it Chad Henne? Or
no, Chad Henne went to fuck. Where did Chad Henne go?
Oregon?
No, Chad Henne was Marshall, wasn't he? Oh no, it's Pennington. Chad Pennington.
I think I'm right with the Henne.
I can't remember. Actually, my buddies just had a discussion about this. Who had the better quarterback core from the conference? Mm-hmm. We went based off of Big Ten.
Okay.
Really?
Names of Big Ten over Pac-12 because there's only two names for your Pac-12. It's like Aaron Rodgers and Jared Goff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because
when I think Big Ten football, I think linemen.
Yeah, okay, we want linemen, but we were talking about quarterbacks strictly only.
Quarterbacks to me is tough because it's like,
well, you got Tom.
Yeah, you got Tom, but
you got. I mean, you could argue Russell Wilson.
Yeah, he was an ACC guy. Then he went Big Ten,
right? And he put himself on the market or on the map with
going to Wisconsin was the best move he could have made,
right?
Because NC State wasn't going to do it for him. He wasn't going to get the exposure and play the big games.
How much is his move popularized now with college quarterbacks just transferring? If you really think about it, like
he was one of the first guys to do it.
Mm-hmm. You know,
that's a smart fucking. He was a graduate transfer, wasn't he?
No,
I think he was already drafted by baseballs. I think
that was like the pre-portal years before you could go in the portal.
Yeah,
it's pretty much what's his name at Arizona. You know, like the same kind of.
Oh, Kyler Murray.
Yeah. You know,
Kyler Murray. You know, he's.
How do you feel about him after his first year?
I thought he did all right. He didn't turn the ball over that much.
No,
I mean, I think he needs more weapons with D-Hop now. Holy shit!
Well,
I mean,
you think? Yes, it was his rookie year, but it's also his head coach's rookie year.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. There was a lot of things that's not like he went into a program that's everyone's kind of figuring things out and bringing in new ideas and trying to figure out how to work things the best way.
There's also a college coach too.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, you gotta look.
You know how this player is. You just went back-to-back first-round quarterbacks.
Yeah, you got to look at a guy like Cliff Kingsbury. He's coming from Texas Tech,
right,
where he played. Like he was a starter. I mean, he was legitimately decent,
and he knew what moves to make. Though he was around the program, he kind of had an idea.
Well, he was supposed to go to SC, and then he fucked us, and then he went to Arizona, which I can't blame him.
SC had so much drama.
Oh, dude, SC's it's its own problem right now. You know, their head coaching decisions are just not up to par with the rest of the big dogs. Uh-huh. You know. You want to be a premier school, you need a premier head coach. Fuck, Clay Helton's not that guy. I'm sure he's a great coordinator or assistant.
Just a fill-in.
They let Ed Ogeron go. But what did Ed Ogeron do? He fucking took LSU to an undefeated season. And he's rolling people.
That Ed worked for however successful Ed Ogeron is at LSU, it's because SC kind of left him high and dry multiple times.
Oh, yeah. Like
He went through ups and downs with that place. Because before Pete Carroll came, you hear that story. It's like, he did what? He stayed on staff still recruiting when there was no head coach.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a great story when you hear that story, and it's like, phenomenal. Like, no surprise that he's a national champ now.
I listened to him talk at the... We
both did.
Yeah.
I remember you talking about him, and I knew who he was, and I heard him talk one other time, but not a lot. But then you go in, and you're like... It's electric.
He's got that presence. It's just like he's all about it, and he's the kind of guy that you want to play for. I'm sure he's a hard ass and a fucking cocksucker, but he's got that like ability. I love that one
where he's getting his presser is getting disturbed by the kids practicing in the back.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Hey, I'm doing it." And that's the thing is like he's a hard ass, but then he comes right back and he's like. The dude you want to talk to, you want to listen to, you want to be his best friend, you want him to be your mentor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
he seems he's that guy that can take those like troubled kids with not a lot of good family structure and keep them like on the path to being successful.
I would go to college again and try to play football for Ed Ogeron. Like,
he's definitely got that alpha.
Yeah,
trait to him. That's like, I think that's when he does, like you're talking about, when he does that turnaround yell. He's like, just let you know that I'm fucking big.
And he's like, I'm the big dog here, and you're gonna fucking listen to me.
And
Right.
that's the coaching football part.
And that's
So
mentality.
he's even better at recruiting.
Oh, I'm sure.
He is spreading hot butter on warm toast on the whole family. He comes to your house. It's
First off, you can't understand the motherfucker.
No.
He's like Boomhauer from King of the Hill.
I'll tell you what, though, half the people he has to recruit in Louisiana.
Oh, I'm sure it's the same way.
And then, you know what? I don't want to understand. I just smile and nod my head.
Sure,
Yep,
sure,
yes,
coach.
Absolutely,
Sure,
coach.
You know,
Alpha mentality, hard nose, comes to your house. That's saying something.
How do you guys feel like if you were going to listen to Sean McVay versus, at a coaching clinic?
I think I would fall asleep.
You would probably fall asleep.
I don't think Sean McVay is the guy that is going to wow you.
He's not the motivator. He's a strategist.
Yeah.
Well, and now the question is, like, but that's the difference between college and pros. Do you think either or could transition? Could McVay be a successful college coach?
Oh, but he could be probably more successful.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about a coach like Ed Ogeron coaching in the pros?
See, the thing with me is like you get these
talent.
You get these rah guys in the NFL. It's like now you're asking grown men to fucking lead you to.
Don't you think Pete
follow
kind
you?
of changed that?
But
A little bit. Is he the only one?
Who else is there besides Pete? Nobody really.
Right.
There's
Saban
nobody.
and
Saban's a douchebag. Fuck.
blew it. And then what was his name from Notre Dame? The old man.
Zim? No.
Oh, Lou Holtz.
Lou Holtz.
No. You tell me a grown man is going to fucking listen to Lou Holtz?
You know what I mean? It's like
And
College kids listen to him because they have to.
the rah-rah, they have to. It's inspirational. He says he's going to say the same. I guarantee if you go in an auditorium, he will motivate the fuck out of you.
Right.
But I guess, I bet if you fucking watch a film of him from 1990, it's the verbatim, the same shit he said then. You know what I mean?
He's a fossil. That's essentially what he is.
Right.
You know, his game is the college game. Like Steve Spurrier. Steve Spurrier didn't make it in the pros because his scheme was more built towards the college game, and he was a little before his time.
Nick Saban didn't.
Same thing. The Nick Saban couldn't handle it.
And now
he's not.
Stood out, but hey, he did make. So that guy cried, right? He still made a grown ass man cry. But hey.
But you got to think of it. Nick Saban's the guy that is in complete control of Alabama football.
Who are you more intimidated by? Who do you respect more between Ogeron and Saban? Like
Ogeron.
That's tough.
the history, the number of championships Saban has.
I respect what Saban does because you got to think his teams are filled with the best talent in the country year in and year out, except for last year. Last year they were dog shit. But to manage all those egos and direct
hard.
it to one common goal is that's a job in itself, and he does a great job in that. It's like if you've watched any of Last Chance U, like you understand, you get these like big-headed guys.
It's a frustrating game coaching college kids,
and you know
and you're
all
not
these
talking
egos.
People think, 57 guys. No, even Last Chance U, who's a JC, they probably have a gray shirt team.
Oh, I'm
They
sure.
have practice squads.
Yeah.
We're talking 120.
Yeah, and you got to keep these guys all in line, fucking going the same direction.
And you know what? I fear for those head coaches and stuff, but they got to know everybody and their personal lives, and they got to make sure, you know. And I'll tell you what, at the college level, you pick and choose. Guess what? Scholarship. It's easy. You've seen that there's a process, pecking order, and everything.
Yeah.
But it's still tough.
Yeah.
Stressful wise, just drama that you have to deal with. And Alabama, that's just the football players, the alumni, the fan base, the fucking media.
Well, when you're in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, what else do you have?
Right.
That's the thing to me.
Fishing and football.
Is that more respect though?
Well, what I was
intimidate you more.
No, what I was going to say is you look at teams throughout the SEC. All right, where are they located? In bumfuck nowhere.
Great hunting grounds.
Yeah. Oh, fuck
fishing
hunting and fishing. It's in the heart of America. Right. You know what we're founded on. You know, hunting and gathering, that kind of shit.
Absolutely.
And then you head west towards the Pac-12. Now you get all these great athletes, but you got to manage them throughout the big city. It's like when you're in LA, it's like people don't just watch football.
They're going home, maybe playing video games. And you're at SC.
Yeah, where am I going tonight?
Oh my God, your cell phone's blowing up.
There's a party in the valley. Yep. I'm going here. I mean, there's this there.
I'm be a hipster at this bar.
Oh yeah, there's so
Hollywood's
much.
Not too far.
There's so much shit to do. I mean, throughout the West Coast. I mean, well, except for like Washington.
It's just not even though. It's still cool. It's still cool up there. Yeah. There's stuff to do. Don't get me wrong. Washington, you have a lot more outdoors, base stuff, but the fun stuff ain't far away.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Well,
I want to go to Oregon and hang out with the softball team.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hands down.
You know what I mean?
Even like Cal and Stanford, you got to look at the whole Silicon Valley area.
Bay Area. Oh, yeah. It's tough, man.
So it's like you have the California schools have distractions up the fucking ass because you got 4 Pac-12.
Even the Florida schools. Look at the Florida schools. They get in way more trouble because they put.
What are you going to do?
And it's
outside of Miami.
You're talking a block away. You have the funnest place to party with the beach, and then a block away from that is Hood. You know what I mean?
Outside of Miami Beach, what else do you got?
Yeah, and so all those Florida Atlantic, even just Florida in general, it has. But
it's
more of a crime thing. Blah blah blah.
It's a different lifestyle, like that Florida life.
So L.A. City, what football team do you want to play for in L.A.?
Like
Rams, SC, Chargers.
Sean, SC all the way.
SC,
because they put out pro players like every.
They put people in the league
and
is bunches. I mean, they're definitely going to reach the expectations, but they still put them out there.
They still put them there.
Would you be a Charger or a Ram?
Oh, Ram. Charger is I can't.
What about the Rams' new logo?
Oh my God, dude! All I see is that fucking
and white ballerinas as their logo. I would still choose them over the fucking Chargers.
I'd rather play for the Chargers.
I think I would play for the Chargers. They're kind of having some cool
Eli Manning, your left.
I would dude. All I can see with the new Ram logo, all I see is that big black dude with this huge dong down the front side of that fucking
Eric
helmet.
Dickerson said it. Like if you just got to put one little vertical line for the dickhead.
Something, dude.
People.
It's like, dude, change that shit. Didn't it get?
If someone wears a faded shirt with that logo on it,
it's a fucking dick.
It's a schlong and a half, bro.
Oh yeah, it's like, dude, who designed that?
If you make the oversized logo hat, there's going to be a dick across your forehead. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
I would say the person who designed it is the person who voted yes on it. It was
before I even saw the actual logo. Because some people they put the peephole on it, right? But that was literally all they did.
One
little line,
and that's like you're the laughing stock of the league.
And it's like, how do you not notice that?
How do you literally? I mean, do you not have quality control?
Yeah. Do you think someone was fired off? Oh, my pups are going.
Pete's pissed.
That's not the one, Tommy. That's not the one. It's got the Ram on it.
Nope, that's not it.
I can't believe you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah.
This is the one I saw, and I thought that was the real... This one.
That one. It looks like balls, a shaft, and a dick.
You guys should do ink blots one time and see what you see in your head.
You don't see it?
I don't.
Tommy.
I mean...
or whatever, Tommy.
I didn't look...
That's what happens when you don't drink enough bourbon during an episode of this shit.
Yeah. That's funny. You guys saw that.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm saying. Someone drew it to make it look like a penis, like as a
Once
joke.
you'd see it as a dick,
then
you never
just looking at that, I did not see it. You guys need to take ink blots.
So another thing that's happening because during our whole COVID case files is this weekend's going to be Easter. Okay,
Easter's canceled. COVID killed the Easter bunny.
Right, but you got kids. Right? They want. Are you canceling the whole? We're
not a big Easter family.
You're not going to egg search, okay?
No, so we'd go to it.
What are you going to do?
Nothing. We're going to hang out at home. And
that's something. It's a hang out at home day. It's a casual Sunday.
Yeah.
You're not going to mention it. No chocolate.
No.
You're not going to look at one peep.
I hate peeps. Fuck peeps.
No lavender.
I was thinking you get chocolate mousse for Sunday.
Oh, I'll eat your chocolate mousse because that shit's delicious.
No chocolate. You said it.
No, I said the kids don't get chocolate.
At least went all out. You can see the garage. We got fucking.
That's what triggered me. I was like, oh, dude, Easter, duh.
I almost forgot.
Oh, I did forget.
I had
to ask
going to miss
somebody.
Easter more or the NC2A tournament?
NC2A tournament for sure.
The only thing that comes to my mind in April is NFL draft.
Yeah,
that's it. I forgot there's Easter.
Or the start of baseball.
Right. Oh yeah.
Fantasy baseball is the only thing that holds me over until football season. It gives me a reason to watch baseball.
I can't get it. Baseball is just not.
It is, but if you have money on the line,
oh yeah, if you have money on line, that makes.
So here I got a question.
A whole new ball game though.
And I kind of going back to the draft scenario. So we said there's going to be a lot of misses in the NFL draft.
yes, more misses.
We also have the NBA draft happening, right?
Who cares?
Right.
You tell me when the last few number one picks have panned out. The NBA lottery draft is the biggest crock of shit because the top guys that always go typically suck ass in the league. It's that fucking 10 plus, that second wave of guys that come in and become studs.
Yeah. No, but who's gonna hurt more? So, it would the NBA draft already hurts. It already sucks. Mm-hmm. There's already been more misses. Okay, I guess that was kind of a bad step back.
Yeah,
it was a step back.
I airballed. It's a downgrade. The NBA draft is never exciting.
So, are you think there's going to be a lot more hits in the day 3, end of day 2
in the NFL draft?
Yeah, NFL.
I
don't care about the NFL draft.
You don't care about the NBA draft.
I don't care about the NBA draft. Yeah. NFL's the only thing I care about.
I don't know. That's tough because, the actual hits in the later rounds are going to be from people that have done their homework.
Right.
The guys that know these people.
Perfect.
They're going to contribute to your team or what they offer.
Now, that reminded me of why I said day 3 is going to be full of your gems.
Yeah.
You got those people that do their homework so they can sit on those players.
Yeah.
Because no one's shooting in the dark in your first 2 days.
No.
Right?
I shoot in the dark all the time. That's my wife.
Sometimes, yeah.
I just close my eyes and freaking go work side to side.
Sure.
Hey,
Ideas.
no big deal. Hey.
Yeah. So I think day 3 is going to be full of the players that you know who they are, and you're not taking a chance on them because you can sit there.
This is where your front office people better know the personnel that they're trying to hire.
Those are the ones that the scouts watch when they're in high school.
So those kids, dude, they're only 1 year in college anyway. You know what I mean?
Who?
Oh, well, at least in basketball, but
Oh, well, no.
I know.
Why are you talking about basketball? We're talking about fucking football here, Paulo.
And recent Senior Bowl is probably also the last indicator. All right, is this a for sure guy?
Senior Bowl got played.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Under Armour game and
all those games.
the All-American game got played.
I don't think football missed too much other than what we said is some meetings.
The only thing to miss
maybe the Wonderlic,
the off season
and a couple workouts.
Yeah, they missed the personal workouts.
There were still a few pro days, if I'm not mistaken.
So the thing is with those All-Star games, those Senior Bowl games, it's that really separates the guys that can fucking show up against top-notch talent.
Right.
Those are the guys where it's if you're a guy that's not day 1 or day 2 and you're on those teams, that's where you get your chance.
I also think the coachable thing really happens. You know what I mean? Oh, because you're going to have a new coach.
And they're professional coaches.
10 days with them, whatever, how long they prep for it.
They're NFL coaches in the Reese's Bowls.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
you're going to see, is he a coachable kid? Or
Can this kid learn an NFL-style offense in a week and a half? 10 days, I think it is.
Overall skills, new skills. That's where those kind of games come into play, yeah, for sure. And you get better...
you're getting
when you talk to a new coach, right, exactly. Because when you talk to a Saban, Alabama, and maybe not Saban, but let's say a smaller school, maybe the head coach San Jose State or San Diego or something, he wants his kid to go somewhere. And so if he's talking to an NFL guy, he's great, he's going
to have love for
he's
sure.
Got his bumps here and there, but they're gonna butter him up.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, because ultimately you want your kids to succeed.
Right.
A, for the kid.
Yeah.
B, for your program. Because if you see this guy come out of your program and succeed, what that does for you in recruiting in the years to come is huge. It's look at what we did with this kid. You know, he was, he did this here, and then he went on. Now he's doing big things.
There's guys who not right off the top of my head, I know one, but I'm not. It's no big deal. But who made it because they had a great Senior Bowl. You know what I mean? They were going to kind of make it, but it kind of
oh, that safety kid out of Idaho
there was
It's not Sendejo. I think it was Sendejo. He played for the Vikings.
Yeah.
Like, it was the guy Dion was super hyped on. He wasn't real fast, but
Richard Sendejo? No, Vincent Sendejo?
no.
But there's dudes like that. It happens every couple years. Maybe more in between.
Yeah, you're gonna get a guy or two that makes.
I would say Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, I mean,
my guy was Jared Allen. No big deal.
In fact, that Derek Carr. Derek
Carr was already going.
He was going, but was he going to be he was a top 5 quarterback out of Fresno?
I think also the team that
was he like solidified? I think he was like the one that's like he moved up and down people's boards all the time because it's Fresno.
Yeah,
the Raiders were on the board.
Well,
that's what happened.
The thing with Derek Carr that helped him was his brother. His brother came out of Fresno State.
I think that hurt him though, Foy.
Well, they were
a first round pick on David Carr that didn't pan out in Houston.
Well, he didn't.
He fell.
No, he went to New York first.
I thought he was drafted by the Texans.
He was.
Was he? I thought he went to New York.
No,
I thought he was drafted by Texans.
You got to look at.
If anything, I think that lowers Derek. Like I know his brother did, and I thought his brother played at a tougher school in college.
His brother definitely played better competition. David definitely played better competition at Fresno State. He was playing SC in the Power days.
Right.
Fucking Oregon. Yeah.
The younger brother was a 3-time Mountain West champ.
Yeah,
and he was the competition.
Yeah, but
they played the Boise's.
I don't think it hurt him because if you look at what David Carr endured in his first 5 years, he got the ever living shit beat out of him.
Then he got the whole. I think it's people say it's not a real thing or a psychological thing, but like when you get lit up all the time when you're not expecting it, you start just panicking.
You're gonna
at
get
small
gun shy.
Random moments
for sure.
Gun shy. I mean, it happens in anything. Hunting.
Anything. Yeah. It's like, dude, you take 2 steps, and on your 3rd step, you're supposed to hit this guy, and you get fucking drilled because your O-line sucks.
Right, and you start to think, like, this is 3 seconds, I got to get rid of the ball or I get hit. You're throwing the ball too early. Your mind sees things.
I think there's a highlight film of him just getting wrecked for like 5 minutes.
Oh, I'm sure. The dude took a fucking beating, and I give props to him because he stood in there, and I think he played for, 6 years?
No, he played longer. He was, as a starter... Probably like 5 years.
He took an ass.
And then he sat behind the Eli for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I don't know.
And now he's a broadcaster.
He's crushing it.
He does a good job of broadcasting.
I'd rather be him than his little brother.
Oh yeah.
He's like way better looking. His little brother looks like he's got a
He's missing a chromosome.
Exactly. He might be on the. I'm not saying it.
You gonna say on the spectrum?
I didn't.
You were gonna say
it. You put words in my mouth.
That's why you're laughing because you know I'm right.
It's funny because it's true.
I think the opposite. I figured David played with better competition. He had better film.
I think his brother won a Super Bowl too with the Giants on the bench.
I think he did get a ring.
I don't know, man. I'm telling you.
Especially if you're the Texans and you had a chance to draft him in the end of I think it was they moved up in the first round.
So
they had a chance to draft him. We can't make David Carr 2.0. You know what I mean? They can't. Yeah. They're not going to draft him even though they needed a quarterback. This is before Watson, obviously. And Derek Carr is still on the board, and the Raiders ended up getting him a few picks after.
Watt's been in the... How many years has he been in the league now?
I think it's his 3rd year.
Who, Derek?
No.
You're talking about the quarterback.
I'm talking about Texans.
He said Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson's in his 4th or 5th year.
Yeah, 4th, I think. The first year he got hurt too, right?
I thought this is...
No. I thought you said
Isn't this 3rd?
No.
I'd have to look.
I think year 1...
you might be right. It's 3 or 4. It's 3 or 4.
Anyways, it's a rookie contract.
It was before him.
Right, it was before Derek Carr.
It was.
So obviously you're not going to take a chance on Derek Carr because you don't want David Carr 2.0 because you're he's played in a smaller school. Mm-hmm. Devontae Adams was a receiver. So you're thinking okay, was this guy a product of his receivers and is the program he's playing, or is he actually a solid quarterback?
Well,
his tape is not as good as David's.
No, because David had to beat better people.
He definitely beat better people.
He had to beat better people. And that's when Pat Hill was the coach.
Think about the other quarterbacks that were in college at the time. College quarterbacks were phenomenal at that time.
With David? Yeah, because he was playing against Kellen Moore, wasn't he? Kellen Moore, Matt Leinart,
fucking some crazy Hawaiian probably in Oregon.
Yeah. Was Mariota there? No, Mariota was later.
But
where's he going? Didn't he play against Joey Harrington? Joe Harrington, Heisman Trophy?
Yes.
Out of Oregon? Oregon?
State. Yeah, Oregon State. I forget.
Oh, it was Oregon. He was a dub.
But yeah, it was, and for him to be like the shining star, I think he had something. But that, you know what, always makes me think of is the Reggie Bush. I don't know what year it was, but that night, it was a Friday night game or a Thursday night game.
Yeah.
When
when Reggie Bush in the fucking fog mist just boop hits the brakes, and
dude, those 2 to 4 years where SC and Fresno State played
games.
Oh, it
and
was crazy. And Fresno State had the running back Ryan Matthews.
Right.
And
that was a Huggy Bears kid, right? No, it wasn't Ryan. That's the wrong guy. Fargus. That's Justin Fargus.
Yeah,
that's SC running back.
Yeah.
Well, he was on.
Ryan Matthews was Fresno Bulldog.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, and I actually saw him play.
I was older. Oh, did you?
Yeah, I went to a Bulldog.
Was he the best though for the Chargers?
No, Ryan Matthews played for like 5 years. He was good, man. He just got hurt.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
I like his running style. He was a bruiser.
Yeah, he was.
He just didn't. His body couldn't.
Yeah, when he was drafted by the Chargers, he finished his year out on the Eagles. And that's like the Chargers towards the end of his years as a Charger, they were dwindled and he looked like he was used up. Eagles kind of gave him another year or two of like he looks good. He looked good.
Yeah,
especially with that 1-2 punch.
He wasn't a feature back.
No, you guys don't say he's a 1-2 punch guy. So he's not the bell cow of that team.
Yeah, they
tried to do bell cow at 200. I think it was 212 pounds.
Yeah,
it's tough, especially when he was like in college. He's already carried the ball so many times. He has so much tread on his legs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's like he would have prospered in today's game because you got a lot of running back by committee teams. Right. Like you look at the Niners. The Niners use 3 to 4 different running backs.
But you got to remember him going to the Eagles. Also have that, and the Chargers.
It was
I think have always had great running back crews. 2 or 3 guys. Sproles.
Just a dispel person.
Mm-hmm. Well, they've always traded. I think the Chargers and them have always. There's been multiple guys that have been on both teams, so.
Running backs usually are like that. Running backs usually bounce from 2 to 4 teams. Because you think like, okay, shit. You would never think Todd Gurley would be let go in his
Todd Gurley's got health issues.
He's got health issues, or they just think if you're not gonna play for us as far as we can, then what's the fucking point of having?
Well, I think he won by
There's
that.
There's a lot of underlying stuff.
He signed in Atlanta. I mean, he's a Georgia Bulldog.
He got
Who's not having?
He got what he wanted. He got the big contract, and sometimes when you pay these guys those big contracts, so that's why a lot of teams hesitate.
That's the thing with running backs, man. I mean, a dime a dozen.
Yep,
they're a dime a fucking dozen. You got those outliers that are just fucking ridiculously good for a long time, and then everybody else, it's like, they do the job.
Yeah, they do the job. Isaiah Crowell, like he was in the Browns. He did the job.
Crowell.
Yeah,
Crowell. Is it Crowell?
I don't even know.
No, it's Crowell.
Crowell?
Yeah.
But
you're absolutely right. I mean, you get these guys that are essential no-name guys, or not no names, but they're not like high draft picks.
The only person I think that was like a low draft pick, recent years, was Arian Foster. That was the 7th round player that just put up huge numbers every year until like his career ended short.
Well, I mean, he was a Tennessee running back.
Tennessee,
yeah.
And then you look at it paved the way for a guy like Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara wasn't necessarily like the guy to go get out coming out of college.
There was a few of the NFL draft gurus like Daniel Jeremiah and Bucky Brooks that had Kamara going to the Packers that year in the 1st round, and he actually got picked higher. If I'm not mistaken, I can't remember what round he got picked in.
The way running backs are now, too, you could come in and you could just really be a spark plug for a franchise.
How bad do you want it?
It's how bad you want it, and you know what? Maybe you weren't really seen. Maybe you were in the right program. Maybe Maybe there was 2 or 3. Maybe it was a college committee as well. There was 3 backs.
Yeah, maybe.
And you know what? It's like
maybe your team was down so often you had to pass block the whole time.
So it's like you have got to be like a legitimate talent to be a 1st round running back.
Yeah.
You look at the last couple. You look at Zeke. You look at Saquon. Those guys are legitimate 1st round running backs.
Oh, yeah.
You look at what they bring to the table. If Dallas would give the ball to fucking Zeke more, holy shit, what kind of numbers would he put up behind that offensive line? They spell him a lot with that Hill guy. And
They got, but it's almost.
but dude, he is you are paying him.
Yes,
and
I'll tell you what,
buku
I am
bucks.
surprised the way he still plays. You know, with all the drama, him getting paid, this and that.
Oh, he wants to win. He wants to fucking win.
Well, he's used to winning.
Yes.
I would think after all
Ohio
that
States
drama,
are
I would
used to
watch a
winning.
game because I'm not.
First off, it's Dallas
not always
Cowboys.
fun, right? Exactly. It's not. I see
why
that's
would you
how
not
I'm
want
like,
to play for Dallas? I mean, as much
but
as I
then
hate
you're like,
Dallas.
and then you see Zeke and you're like, bam, bam, and he makes a move and like he's getting yards and you're like,
He falls downhill for 5 fucking yards,
and I'm
dude.
like- and he lays wood.
Oh yeah,
It doesn't look like it's fun to tackle him.
he's no punk
He's
bitch.
not- exactly.
He's that guy that
thick.
fuck, man. It's like, dude, do I really want to hit this dude again?
No, exactly. I do not. Running backs, you don't want to tackle. Playing right now, Zeke is at one of the top of the list.
Yeah,
for sure. Like,
And Saquon will make you look stupid.
Oh.
yeah. If you try to tackle Saquon, you're gonna miss.
Yeah, I can't.
You gotta have
Bucks.
a teammate.
Bucks.
Me and you.
Come on now. Don't make me look bad.
I mean, I want to
You
be
need to
biased.
pursue. Hey, where's your downhill speed, motherfucker?
I don't want to be biased, but Saquon is my favorite player in the NFL. I would choose Saquon over Zeke in the draft.
Well, hey, more power.
He came back from a high
style
ankle
thing.
sprain in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That's
And the
insane. That's
thing-
inhuman.
the thing
People
that-
are out for like 7.
The thing that makes Saquon more valuable is the Giants utilize him more because he's the only
Yeah.
guy they got.
Yeah.
He's
they
the
got
only guy
a
they got,
terrible
and
he
offensive line.
doesn't cry about it.
There's no receiver threat. You
Exactly.
can't say Shepard's
You know what
a
I feel
threat
bad about?
as the number 2 receiver.
Yeah.
How many games
And then he
have
had
you watched?
Eli and a rookie throwing to him.
Yeah.
Like, I just, and the things he was
You
doing.
know he's getting
with
the
the
ball.
ankle sprain?
You know how many fourth quarters I watched, and they're still just feeding Saquon,
Oh,
and
for
then
sure.
like you're
Dude.
down by 3 scores, or it's
He's
just
the
like,
only guy you got.
I
And you
want
know
to
what?
see
And
the
he's-
statistics for how often he has first contact behind the line of scrimmage compared to at the line of scrimmage, which is pretty.
That's kind of like Barry Sanders. Like if you look at Barry Sanders has the most at the
I feel
time.
bad, but you're almost right.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to. I don't want to say burden
Linebackers
Yeah.
are
Saquon with that
running
because
4-3 speed.
he's
in
greatest of
today's
all
game,
time.
where they're in
But
the
like,
backfield so much quicker.
Yeah.
are you happy being the greatest of all time with no like real cool playoff runs or like
Right.
Yeah.
Like you see Barry, he's not like and that's
Barry has
his
the most runs over 20 yards.
His persona,
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like he's like super
Right.
excited about life. Like, I didn't.
Barry Sanders isn't excited about a whole lot. I
Yeah,
mean,
it takes
he's a really fucking ho-hum
right.
guy.
So it kind
like
of messes with that whole
stigma.
right. So
Yeah.
like it almost looks like a burden if we say like, hey, do you want to be a Barry Sanders? Yes, you might be one of the greatest of all time, and he has the
But you're not
athleticism,
gonna win.
the body,
Yeah.
the want, all that stuff, but he just might make it to the playoffs 1 or 2 times
Right.
in his whole
Yeah.
life. You know what I
Hey.
mean? It's that kind of thing.
Can you tell me? This is
Okay, trivial question of the day.
Trivial
Here we go.
what was the name of the 2 receivers and the quarterback and his fullback that he played with,
You're talking about Barry
in,
Sanders?
in Detroit? Like the big 2 receivers he had.
Moore was a receiver.
Herman Moore is one.
Herman
yes.
Moore was a receiver. No,
Left-handed quarterback.
I can't. Oh, dude.
The other receiver has a kid who plays for Tampa Bay.
Just hit me with it because I'm not even going to know.
Herman Moore,
Yes,
Brett Perriman.
I would have. Yes, I know it, but I wouldn't have guessed
His
it.
dad's his son
Yes.
is.
Kid is Brashad Perriman.
Yeah.
And the quarterback was Scott Mitchell.
He was drafted by the Ravens at that.
Brashad, yeah, but he plays in Tampa now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Scott Mitchell, you said?
Scott Mitchell was quarterback, and his
have gotten that, not even
fullback.
close.
Do you remember Barry Sanders' fullback?
No.
Corey Schlesinger. They called him the Sledgehammer.
Oh, I do kind of remember. But those are just like, that's deep NFL films.
Yeah.
That's like, I didn't even watch them play, bro.
Sean is the human database
Like
for NFL.
I could only think
Sports,
of a couple
including
Thanksgiving
football.
games really remembering Barry. When he broke a couple records where he took off his helmet and the Riddell helmet
It was just like,
bladder was
Yeah.
turned into his mini fro.
yeah.
I remember those games like because even so like sometimes you think of like, oh, Emmitt Smith, he's gonna break all time record. Like Emmitt like chugged along 1 yard, 2 yards at a time and got that. Don't get me wrong, there was a lot of because he was at Dallas or Arizona when he did the big one. Dallas.
Dallas,
But it
for
took
sure.
forever, bro. It took forever. Barry,
But you got to think, dude.
when Barry broke the record, it was a 50-yard run.
What did he break?
It was like 2 or 3.
What did he break? What record did he break?
when he finished his career game. Was it a Thanksgiving day?
I thought it was all-purpose yards.
All-purpose or a season. It was. I forget what it was, but it was a career day for him.
Well, you got to think
he dropped the number 2, or he was. I think he went to number 2, all time.
Oh, in terms of rush yards?
Rush yards. It was like one of his career days, breaking days.
So here's the thing. Like, people hate on Emmitt Smith.
I don't hate. I'm just saying he did a different
I'm not saying
way.
you do.
Hard
I'm
work,
saying
but they do.
most people hate on Emmitt Smith.
He was a cowboy.
He was a cowboy. He played behind a fucking phenomenal offensive line.
Larry Johnson, who was just as fast as everybody else in the NFL.
You got Eric Williams, Larry Johnson, Mark Tuinei, fucking Nate Newton, and
Leon Lett.
No, Leon Lett was a defensive
there were
tackle.
big dudes everywhere.
And then fucking not Gostowski, Stefnosky, Mark Stefnosky.
The tight end?
No, Mark Stefnosky was the center.
What was the tight end's name?
Who was the
Daryl
fullback?
Johnson was the center, or was the fullback.
Who was the tight end?
The tight end, Jay Novacek.
Novacek.
Novacek. Then you had Alvin Harper, Michael Irvin.
Right.
I mean,
that team was
stacked.
And then
Stacked. How many Hall of Famers? How many fucking Hall of Famers?
Oh, dude. With 3 linemen, quarterback, running back, wide receiver, fullback. Oh, dude.
Dude, so
all of them have commentated.
So just you think about it, stacked. But to play a running back position for what did he play? 15 years.
Right.
15 years as the main guy.
He was a great running back that joined a phenomenal line.
He did.
A once in a lifetime,
But
you can't even go on the video game and make this line.
I don't want to hype myself up now. You guys know I love him.
But his numbers
I
are
want you to
definitely
compare him to Frank Gore. Could Frank Gore have, because he's still in the fucking league. He's still in the league. If Frank Gore was a cowboy, does he get that era? No, that time.
No.
I don't think
Emmitt's better than Frank Gore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Athletically, yes, but I don't know.
Frank Gore.
Elusiveness, maybe a little bit. Toughness, speed.
They're about the same.
That's what I'm saying.
But
that's where the hate comes.
The only place I take Frank Gore over Emmitt is in like pass catching, because San Francisco actually threw him the ball.
Emmett
Dallas,
the ball too.
Well,
Emmett wasn't good, dude.
Not that much. How often did fucking Emmitt catch a check down or a fucking screen?
Right, they were. You know what they
He
were?
also had Troy Aikman throwing.
He did,
it.
but, and Emmett didn't catch a lot of balls behind the line of scrimmage. He would catch the 2 or 3 yard
like
little
angle route.
He would angle Texas route, which is pretty much where it came from.
Yeah,
he caught that
Michael
shit all
Irvin?
the time. Oh well,
Michael, you have so many weapons on team. You don't need to throw it to Emmitt Smith.
Yeah,
I don't need to throw it to Emmitt Smith and dump it off. Michael's already in the end zone. I'll just throw it to him.
What's a dump off? I just drop bombs.
Right. So I'm saying, what was Frank Gore's?
I want to see the stats.
What was his X factor?
Frank Gore will finish his career like top 8 all-time.
That's why I don't like that comparison.
Frank Gore
is he already
top
there?
3? Yeah.
No, he's not top 3. Bullshit.
He broke it this year.
Bullshit. He's top 3.
No, he's not top 3.
5.
He broke a milestone.
Yes, he did.
He's not
3.
No way. He's fucking 3.
I'm telling you, bro.
Bring it up right now.
That's why I don't like I don't like that Gore Smith comparison, because
they're different players.
Well, they're different
Frank
players.
Gore's 3. Emmitt Smith 1. Walter 2. Frank Gore 3.
Too.
Barry Sanders is 4.
Wow.
They had
he did it this year.
They had big different atmospheres.
He did it this year. That's what I'm saying. Frankie's 3 all time.
He's got to change. Like if
that's 2.
How long has he been in the league?
Shit, he was with the Miami team. The U2.
U2. That was what, 01?
Dude, it's a minute ago, bro. We would have been playing.
Yeah.
Imagine if we were pro till this day.
My favorite thing about Frank Gore, scored the lowest Wonderlic ever. I think at 9 or 8.
Yeah, is he really? Oh,
dude.
My gosh, I never even thought.
That's why I'm wondering, who gives a shit about that Wonderlic? I think that's just a fucking you know what you're working with kind of thing. Like, do I need to use pictures to train this guy, or can I use words? That's what the Wonderlic's for coaches.
Yeah, exactly. I thought the Wonderlic was inkblot test. Okay. Oh my god.
Dude, you should do that next time. I would like to see what you guys see.
Okay.
These are psychotic minds.
These are the scores. Okay, and this is, you're right. So number 1 worst. It's tied. Well, 3. There's 3 guys. 2 quarterbacks. 1 for sure you would know.
Jamal Williams.
Frank Gore's 1.
Jamarcus Russell.
No.
Oh wow.
Wow.
I thought it was Jamarcus Russell for sure.
That I would know.
I know Fitzpatrick.
You
had
would
the highest.
definitely know.
Still plays?
Negative. But he played in the era that we were just talking about, like in college.
We talked about
He's the dude.
3 different
He
eras.
won
I'm
it,
confused
Sean.
now.
Vince Young.
Oh my God,
Vince Young,
the Longhorns,
a 6.
USC.
Frank Gore, a 6. Oscar Davenport, quarterback, a 6.
I'm not sure of that.
Ed Prather is a safety, 5, and Darren Davis, who again, but those 3 guys, Vince Young, Frank Gore, or those 2, I guess. You're right.
Frank Gore's the kind of guy that would misspell his name on the SATs.
Dude, and
2 R's.
it's like there's not even 10 letters in his whole name.
Yeah.
It's craziness.
Someone probably went up to Frank Gore and be like, Frank, I gotta be frank with you. My name's Frank?
Oh, no, man.
Fuck it, yeah, it is now.
I'll tell you what.
Let me be frank with you. God
Frank
damn it.
Gore is a salt of the earth guy. You know what I mean? He's going to be your dude if he's your dude. Today you die, or he's not going to be. You know what I mean? But he's straight up probably. But I don't know who's tougher to understand.
Him or Ed Ogeron.
Him? Oh, dude, that's a conversation.
You need a fucking translator.
Oh my! You need fucking subtitles.
Oh my God, that was such a great interview.
Just some subtitles, bro. Oh my God, it'd be like fucking Waterboy 2.
Fuck. I don't want to watch that.
No,
I
man.
honestly don't.
So
I think
hey,
that'd be a great segment, though. Like a 2-minute segment, 3-minute segment.
That's all they get.
No, but
dude,
like,
I hope Frank goes into freaking,
Well,
media.
Frank is not going to go into the fucking media.
Is he gonna get in the Hall of Fame?
he doesn't like talking to media now. Why would he want to go and talk on
Frank
TV?
Gore goes to the Hall of Fame. If he doesn't, it's a fucking crime.
How many guys have gotten to the Hall of Fame on numbers and not hype? You know what I mean? But
So what?
he will. He will.
He
justifies a Hall of Fame for you? Numbers, accomplishments,
longevity, accomplishments, numbers.
So Rondé Barber, should he be in the NFL or the Hall of Fame? Rondé Barber.
I have to see where he stacks up against everybody else.
I think there's other.
15 years.
There's
No,
other.
that-
There's like,
15,
Okay, I meant just
at DB, you see it. Linemen, you see those kind of. Sometimes you see the journeymen that play that long.
Yeah.
You could get away with not tackling as much, or being a little bit slower, moving from corner to safety.
Yeah.
Those kind of, or vice versa. Some guys have, but not too often. But they kind of play a little bit longer. Now,
Running
being
back
on a good team a couple years,
Frank-
like Rondé
Frank-
might have, you might get hyped up. Oh, his brother, they're twins, Tiki.
But not
like,
Hall of Famers. Rondé and
no,
Tiki.
but that's
not
all
Hall of
you see him in the press. You see him in the media. Does that really make him that good? Like, I also, being a Niner, loved Ricky Waters. And now
Not
he's
a Hall
got,
of Famer.
Now he's got decent numbers. Now he does.
He's not
And
a
at
Hall
the
of
time,
Famer.
right? And he had a little bit of bad press here and that. But at the end of the day,
He's not that. He's not good enough.
he's not.
So
I like Ricky
I
Waters
would say
too.
the same thing
I
about
like
Philip
it.
Rivers.
Right.
Philip Rivers has
Phillip
all
Rivers goes
those
to the Hall of
numbers,
Fame.
but
Philip Rivers goes to the Hall of
he's
Fame.
also got numbers.
He goes to the Hall of
what
Fame when
numbers and
he's 50.
interceptions?
Yeah.
He goes to the Hall of Fame when he's like 60.
But Brett Favre has a lot of interceptions too. But Brett Favre has the accomplishments.
And
Philip Rivers
records.
doesn't.
Philip Rivers goes to the Hall of Fame.
But he goes to the Hall of Fame, but
in 20 years though.
Yeah, he'll be that
He's not
old
first
man.
ballot,
No,
right.
fuck no, he's not first
He's
ballot.
gonna, it's gonna be freaking like
It's just like
Jason or freaking some old ass freaking pro.
Yeah.
Just hey, I'm knocking on your door. You finally made it. And he's like, thank you guys.
yeah, at this point, anyone gets in, and then
No.
there's so many people that don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame that should not be in the Hall of
Look
Fame.
how long Philip Rivers has played. Yeah, he throws fucking a lot of garbage time bullshit. But it's like, dude, you got to understand. To play quarterback in the NFL and to have that kind of production for that long, he's going to make it, regardless of championship.
So does Matt Ryan make it? And if he's playing the way he is in the next 6 years?
Numbers.
If
right?
Matt Ryan is 8 more years at the same level, sure.
Stat weapon of the yards or percentage is better. Those kind of numbers.
Well,
and he went to the Super Bowl. Matt Ryan went to the Super Bowl.
and Matt Ryan has had way better teams than fucking Philip Rivers.
No, he has not.
Bullshit.
Name 2 players that have been
Roddy White and Julio Jones.
LaDainian
So two?
Tomlinson.
Tony Gonzalez in the end of the year. So 2 receivers. Phil Rivers had Damian, Antonio Gates, who is one of the by far
Ryan
arguably
Matthews?
the best tight ends to ever play the game.
Ryan Matthews.
Ryan Matthews.
No, but there's been dudes. You know what I mean? Like I would
got
say they're
Keenan
very
Allen?
comparable. I think they're very comparable. Right now,
Phillip Rivers.
Philip has
He
a
had
head start.
Phil Rivers
But-
has the luxury of playing the Raiders twice a year.
And he's still,
Yeah.
it's still an NFL teammate.
Still an NFL team, right?
Yeah,
right.
just like-
I mean, if I had a chance, if I
There's
would
some
make,
good
I would
Raiders
make my
those-
schedule playing the Dolphins, playing the Raiders. 8 times.
What do you
8 times a
think?
year.
I'm going to look it up.
Ben.
What do you think Phillip Rivers versus the Raiders is?
Win
Yeah.
percentage?
Probably
Sure.
much better.
Over 600.
It's gotta be. The Raiders haven't been relevant.
Well,
For like-
Dude,
what,
he's
like-
been a freaking quarterback for 18 years.
Ever since the 2001, I don't think the Raiders were 2002. The Raiders have not been on the map.
I said he's over 6. He's 600.
He's gotta be.
Exactly
He's gotta be.
500.
Oh wow.
Wow. That's
18
embarrassing.
and 9. That's
Anyways,
Wow.
Phil Rivers does not
47
get to be in the Hall of
touchdown passes, 22 interceptions.
What is Phillip
And 47 is the most he's ever had.
against one team?
One team.
Tell me Phillip Rivers' career numbers. Lay it to me
Oh, okay, I'll look it
and
up.
see where he stacks
What
up.
is one of your Phillip Rivers' favorite moments, though? Like
I don't have a Phillip
he
Rivers.
doesn't have.
That's
like
what I'm
he's-
saying. Why is he in the Hall of Fame? You can't even think of a favorite moment from him.
Dude,
You got to have big moments
Yeah.
that you can think of at the top of
Just-
your head to be in the Hall of
No,
Fame.
you don't, dude.
Yes,
I mean,
you do.
So you're
or else
tell-
it's just a numbers game.
so you're telling me all these old timers that get voted in now are like that much better, or they deserve to be in
Well,
over?
Phillip Rivers is our lifetime.
I
Not
get it.
Those guys.
I get
Alright.
it.
Those guys were like Ed Pena's lifetime.
Fucking
the guy
biggies.
who thinks this is blocking.
Yeah, armed elbows out.
Yeah, it's like shit. What? Our guards aren't 110 pounds.
No.
Okay. Career completions 4,900, attempts 7,500. He's completion rating 64%, almost 65. Yards just over 59,000. 397 touchdowns. 5.2 touchdown percentage. 198 interceptions.
Yeah.
I know,
You
people,
know.
people make memes on him
Oh,
as
for
a
sure.
What
joke.
was his best?
So it makes me think he should be in the Hall of Fame.
And he was in one
No, it makes
conference
fun.
title game. I'm not. I couldn't even
don't.
tell you. I couldn't even.
Yeah.
One with Ladainian, right?
Yeah.
And that's all I can think of in the ring where
Hall of
Ladainian's
Famer.
that.
One of the greatest running backs ever.
Not one.
He's already a Hall of Famer though.
LT is not one of the greatest ever.
Why is he not one of the greatest ever?
LT is good. He is a Hall of Fame running back, but he is not one of the greatest
He has
running backs
look
ever.
at for Ladainian. It's in already, right?
He's got.
Is he in?
Doesn't he have the touchdown record in one season?
He did. He
I-
did have it.
He had
tied
great
it.
2 or 3
Someone
years.
tied it, right?
Amazing career, Hall of Fame years. But
I guess that's. I mean, I guess that's not a good
I
argument for me.
can't
but-
get out of my head. I think it was that conference game where he had the visor on, he had his jacket on, and he didn't play in the fourth quarter. And it was just like, what's going on? Why isn't the best player on the field? Now, it could have been a hidden injury. Do you kind of remember that
It was,
one?
Yeah.
it was the year after the Madden cover, right?
It
Oh, the
might have
Madden
been Madden
cover.
curse.
Freaking favorite Madden cover, Sean. Peyton Hillis,
No.
Michael Vick.
Favorite Madden
My
cover.
favorite Madden cover?
Wait.
Shit, I can't even think. of one.
NC20 Sports is coming back, right? Game Day, College Game Day is coming back.
No, it's NFL 2K.
2K. Me and Tommy were talking about this the other day. 2K is taking over.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Cool.
because you said Madden.
Madden lost the full privilege of having an NFL roster franchise or something
So
like that.
no more
To being
Madden?
the sole provider for the NFL games.
Oh,
So they let 2K is getting back into the game because they've been doing so well with their basketball game.
Yeah.
right. NBA 2K is fucking badass.
My son's played it nonstop for weeks.
Madden
Really?
the last like 6 years, people just like
I don't even get excited about it. It's
they play it and then they put it down
well because
because it's Madden. You're like, obviously, I need to play a football
what it
game while
is.
football's over with. I need something to do.
Killed Madden.
Huh?
Madden to me got way too complex. You know, at the core of a football game, there is just way too much shit going
these guys
on.
are calling like 10 audibles.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what I didn't like about Madden is the play clock versus play time. Mm-hmm. Just
Right.
on normal modes. Nothing crazy. Like, don't get me wrong. It'd be like I could make an actual 20-minute or 15-minute
You
quarter.
can make a legitimate game.
Right, but the way it would work out is like, man, that game clock versus the play clock.
Yeah, the play clock's legit, but the game clock just rolls.
And it would just be like, I'm like, this nerd I'm playing
Yeah.
against, or freaking whoever would cross the freaking, who I was playing, would be doing, I don't know how many game chases. And I remember sitting on my buddy's bed and he'd do the same thing. Like, he'd pick a play and audible everybody, and or what was it?
Makes like 5 audibles per play.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Based
and it
on
was just
your
like,
coverage.
And then it's so unrealistic.
Yeah.
You cannot communicate and think that fast in a matter of 30
all
seconds.
the Madden games that
after a
I
lineup.
won, I only used like 1 or 2 playbooks. You know what I mean?
Dude, I would find like 10 plays I liked.
Exactly.
And that's all I would
and
run.
I'd YFL them.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, this play works for these 2 highlight players on this team.
Mm-hmm.
This play, everyone would be like, oh, when Randy Moss was a Patriot, was Bill Belichick playbook. Mm-hmm. And whoever other wide receiver you could think was just maybe a little bit less better than Randy Moss.
See, I always played NCAA.
And see,
That was fun.
you wanted to pitch. You wanted an option.
Yeah.
I wanted
Triple option.
I wanted to recruit a kid.
Yeah.
liked-
You wanted to do the whole call. You and Adam.
You can do drafting them.
No, that was the
I
and you did UCLA. And, no, was
I
it
was-
you?
I
Or
was-
was it your brother?
Eddie played UCLA. I played as.
Tommy was Iowa.
No, I didn't play Iowa. I was an Iowa fan, but I played as.
Our boy Chris Joseph, bro. Remember everyone? I'm pretty sure.
But this is before Chris was
everyone
drafted.
Chris Joseph,
Or drafted.
though.
This is before Chris. Chris was still in high school.
Oh yeah,
We played
that's
this game.
I always played at SC. And dude, the recruiting was my favorite part. I did the dynasty mode,
Of course.
and
And that was the beginning of Sean's
I wasn't in
marathon skills.
Wisconsin. I can't remember who I played. It wasn't
Sean,
Wisconsin. I
Sean
wasn't
would be
a
like,
Wisconsin fan
hey,
until
Sean would be gone
Monte
for like
Ball.
2 days, and then he would be like, finish his freshman year. But it would be tough, bro, because you had to do training segments. You had
Yeah.
to do like all kinds of other things to build up this kid.
I played the Wolverines. I played with the Wolverines. I played with Michigan.
yeah.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
And then
98.
I stopped playing NCAA as soon as USC lost to Texas in the Rose Bowl.
Was that
To the guy who
2001?
tied for the
2000?
worst
Wonderful
Wonderlic
ever.
score.
I haven't seen that. What year was that? 2000? Oh, no, 2004.
Yeah.
Fast forward.
So
What am I thinking?
I have not. I never touched the game again.
They only made 2
I
games
haven't played a
afterwards and they
football
canceled
video
it.
game in the longest time. I think I played Blitz at the pizzeria like
Dude,
6
that
months
game,
ago.
Arcade Blitz is the shit.
It's fun.
It
it
is
is fun. Like Area 51 and Arcade Blitz.
Our Area 51 is
I'm a
the only
cruising
game.
USA guy. I like that.
I
It's the only
played
game I
that.
put quarters in.
Which one? Area 51?
Area 51.
Yeah. And half the time the guns don't work.
Right. And you know what's the worst though? Is how I love the game, but Big Buck Hunter is an investment.
Oh, dude.
If there's a bar with Big Buck Hunter, I'm probably
It's at least
spending a
40
quarter
bucks.
of my money.
It's at least $40 down the drain.
And why? For some whitetails?
Yeah.
Or a fucking white moose?
My favorite is the college version.
What?
Go on the campus and play.
What, video games?
Buck Hunter.
You're ridiculous. Whitetails? I don't get it, Tommy. Yeah, Tommy's had too much bourbon. Tommy's. Okay,
right.
hey, let me ask you one more little segment before we go. I know it's late and we're
All right,
not
hold
gonna.
on.
Okay, give it
I
to
want
me.
to stay on the arcade games. real
Okay,
quick, since we're on that
It
kick.
is. We are, and I know it's a
If
deep
you
subject.
had one arcade game to play, what would it be? I know mine right now. If I had to buy an arcade machine tomorrow,
God, because they're so
I-
bulky.
I think Metal Slug.
if I had
Metal
one
Slug.
arcade game to buy,
Uh-huh.
it would be Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter.
It's solid. I would have gone. I'm gonna go Capcom versus Marvel.
Really?
I like just the character choices. Yeah, I would definitely do a fighting game though.
It has to be.
It has to be a fighting game or like
Yeah. Because
Galaxy-
Those are the ones you put your most quarters in.
No, not
'cause
if
you
you're
lose-
good. Not
Dude,
if you're
first of all,
good.
Arcade versions of games compared to like
Tommy, you
console
know what I
games.
used to do?
The arcade games are way harder, so that way you put more quarters to play.
I used to freeze ice in the same dimensions as the quarter, and I cut it perfectly. And I just drop ice chips.
You know how I know you're a fucking liar? Because you're a fucking
Tommy
liar.
never saw that movie, Sneakers, okay, with Val Kilmer. All right, where they did that. Do you remember that, Sean?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be smart and put like a string on your finger and tie it to the quarter and drop the quarter in and pull it out?
Negative.
So
Because if you drop it in too far, Tommy, then the quarter flips, and then you lose the string or dental floss. But I wouldn't know. I've never done it at a Pizza Hut in Morgan Hill.
So if you're playing Street Fighter, who's your character?
I'm a Ryu guy.
So-
I was Ryu all the time.
So here's the thing. If you want to beat the game, like if you want to run the table, you play as E Honda. If you're not
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
if
Right.
you're not
You
good,
stretch,
I know.
yeah,
all
you
you do is the 100 hand
straight
slap.
down
But
beat, straight
you
down.
have to find out. Like you almost have to get the I had the Super Nintendo at the time.
Yeah. So if you're good, if you're not good, you play with like E Honda or Chun Li, because Chun Li had the spinning bird kick and the fucking fast kick,
Right.
The rapid kick.
The
But-
chick?
Yeah. If you were good, you played with Ryu and Ken or Guile. Guile was harder.
Right.
And then if you
Military Johnny Cage.
No, that's Mortal Kombat. If you were really good, you played with Bison. Or Zangief.
Yeah, he was the last guy. He was the last guy to
But
fight.
you had to know who you had, and
you had to know. Dalsim. Dalsim was good.
I think you really needed to do.
E Honda was the.
E Honda was the 100-hand slap guy.
Blanco was the
Blanco was the electric guy.
But you had to learn a couple of the combos.
Mm-hmm.
You had to be able to do it on. Again, the arcade game was bigger, and you had to be able to work a joystick. All the other kids were here, like to work the joystick.
Well,
do you remember guys who?
Because there's 4 buttons.
The difficulty against the CPU on arcades is it's more difficult than hard mode on the console because they want you to lose, so you put another quarter in.
Tommy, at one point it wasn't about that.
I don't know.
Okay,
Have you ever seen the Street Fighter tournament video where the kid has like 1 HP and he makes this fucking insane comeback to win?
Is it like with the crowd?
It's like a Japanese kid or an Asian kid, and he's playing in a tournament, and he's got like a fucking hair sliver of health, and the dude's like 3/4 health. He comes back and he beats him. It's crazy.
But is there a kid? Is there like a crowd? Is it like one of those?
It's like a tournament.
Oh, that's badass.
It's like the
so
dude,
people are hyped. Because you see those gamer kids sometimes, and you're like, you see the videos, and they're like at their home, and they just beat someone online, and you're like, oh, that was cool. But then when you see the crowds behind video games, and they're like, they'll be on their like sometimes it's the teams, or whatever. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Especially what's the new game league called?
Esports.
Esport or E-League, or whatever. There's a whole bunch of not a whole bunch, but there's a couple of them. It's pretty cool, man. I think it's pretty fun. But no, for me, what I was talking about, like in the arcade game, and the transition from the controller.
It's a lot easier to roll. Buttons, it's a lot easier to roll on the bottom half or the top half.
With a hand controller on your home system, your thumb would never even come up. You just slide it, like what you're saying. Now the buttons on an arcade game,
they're spread.
You would try to have to you'd be like typing. But did you ever see anyone? And I think we talked about it before, Sean, that had the pencil tech. So guys would hit bottom buttons here, and then they'd hit multiple buttons here.
No, I never.
So they hit one pencil would hit the button, so they'd go like that, and so they could hit multiple buttons at one time.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's like the third finger, the second thumb.
So they'd hit the pencil, and they'd hit 2 buttons at one time. So it was just
that's pretty good.
Arcade, but throwing your quarter, and it was a thing like.
It was a thing. It was a challenge. Like you had to prove your skill because in an arcade.
So in the valley, where was the toughest arcade? Where was the game where
we had Rackety Rack?
Oh, okay.
Rackety Rack back in the day.
I don't even know about Rackety Rack.
What's Rackety Rack?
Because it wasn't around when you were alive.
So where was it?
It was over by old Giovanni's in Salvang, New Frontiers.
Right.
And you had to put your quarters up.
Did it turn into Giovanni's, or was it that exact spot?
No, it was like next. It was right next to it.
And it was a pizza place?
It was just an arcade. It was a place. It was a place for kids. It was air hockey, pool, and arcades. It was a place for kids to hang out.
That is cool. Rackety Rack.
Yeah, I mean,
have you ever been to a Nickel City?
No.
We had Nickel City. You pay a fee to come in, but then all the games are a nickel.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's like the thing with playing at an arcade was if you were playing a 2-player game, some random person would come up and challenge you. So you had to put your quarter up, and you had to fucking prove your shit.
And that was the thing. People would be like, oh, and they throw like 3 or 4 quarters up, and I'm like, that's a bitch move. Yeah. Because it'd be like, is that all the quarters you got? You just changed your one? Because I ain't waiting 4 times and I'm better than you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if the time you would for it, you'd be like, oh, this motherfucker is good.
Because you know who's good.
He don't even put a quarter up. He just puts the 1 in the machine and he's like, fuck it. And you walk in with 25. That's how it goes. And we used to gamble for quarters.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Throw 1 or 2 on it. Like it was a fighting game? Mm-hmm. Why not? So best of 3? Fucking A.
When we go to Camelot, back when it was Camelot, before it was Boomers.
Okay.
Camelot.
Pedersen would beat Tekken Tag with 1 quarter.
Do you think
1 quarter? He'd put 1 quarter in the machine.
I think he played with Eddie Gordo or Eddie.
He can't work right now. I'm calling Ped. I'm calling him right now.
He's not working.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not working. But he would beat Tekken Tag with 1 quarter. Like, he'd play with Law and... God, what's the other guy's name? I can't remember the other guy's name. But fucking... He would ruin Tekken Tag with 1 quarter.
Yeah. No, so do you remember the time we were in my Honda hatchback and we were by the Habit in Goleta? I forget what that street is right there.
In Goleta?
By the Habit.
Turnpike? No.
by the Sandpipers, all right there.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's Winchester Canyon.
Yeah. Hey, Ped. We are doing an episode right now of Hold My Whistle. It's me, Tommy, and Foy. You're on the air.
All right, that's good. I'm just sitting down for dinner, but I can spare a minute.
Who are you eating dinner with?
Like 9:30.
And a bottle of wine, because I have no friends.
Dude, so this is our boy, DK Mode, Matt Pedersen. Hasn't been on the show, been talked about a couple times. We're talking actual arcade games.
Okay, howdy y'all.
Hey, so, Ped, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I let my dinner get cold because I love you guys so much.
All right, good. So I was just reminiscing and giving you props because I remember our times at Camelot where you would beat Tekken Tag with 1 quarter.
Yeah, it's been done twice.
Yes. Who was the characters you played with? Eddie, and who was the other guy? Law?
The Jamaican, yeah, and then Law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guy.
Yeah.
I never lost. I'm still to this day undefeated at Tekken 3.
And your biggest rival was Brandon Nico, right?
Yeah, and he said he would whoop my ass, and I beat him in a round of 5, and I was literally sweating all over my body because I thought I was going to lose. But I beat him in 5 rounds.
Yeah. That was at his house, wasn't it?
What's that?
Wasn't that at his house?
Yeah, that was his house. Yeah, he had home turf, but I still beat him in 5 matches.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Hey,
I get
Ped.
a lot of nightmares about it.
Hey, Ped, so we were talking about if you had to have an actual arcade system in your house, taking up the space, right? You have to have one system, or not system, game, a big arcade game. What game do you pick?
So far, before preface it with what
So I picked
Marvel
Capcom versus Marvel.
I took Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter 2 for Floyd. But Tommy didn't say anything yet.
Tommy took Metal
I
Slug.
said a Metal Slug.
All right, and then go ahead and pick yours.
Mine would be the original, the Teenage Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtle. And that's what I was saying. I was talking about that time. We were in the red hatchback. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Oh, and I almost had a heart attack as we were driving by. We saw that in the that Mexican mark.
Yes, it was like a Mexican VHS rental porn place, and they had and like horrible like 99-cent trinkets, and it was just a little dusty. And Matt makes us pull a hard Yui in my like 94 hatchback.
Yeah, I almost jumped into your car like it was a moving car.
Dude, they sell like that arcade game now like at Walmart. I think I sent you a picture.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing.
I'd rather have the old clanky one where you have to like fix it yourself and like solder wires and like really know what you're doing because I don't even know if they make those parts anymore.
No, I don't. You would do it though because you have bought ridiculous stuff and maybe gotten rid of it later, but you've been known.
Coming from the man who's probably smashed almost 50 PlayStation controllers over his head, yeah, I know.
Okay, let's talk about it. So, for how many like controllers have you smashed?
Me?
Yeah,
Maybe
not
2.
too many.
Maybe 2.
Okay,
broke a few.
You've broken a couple, Tommy. Like,
I think Pedersen actually broke one of mine too. He's like, "Hey, I'll buy you a new one," and just took it and slung it like a mall.
I want to build it up. I think Sean would be a third place as far as rage breaks.
Yeah.
On consoles, what is your best rage break? What happened?
All right. So we were playing Mercenaries at my house. It was me and Matt.
That's Xbox.
Oh, so Matt, you saw this one, Matt?
Yeah. No, because it involved him. This one, it wasn't even me. It was him.
Mercenaries.
We're playing Mercenaries, and he hasn't even lost yet. He's gonna lose. He's all, "Hey, I'm gonna buy you a new controller." Oh, okay.
That's it.
So he prefaces it, and he ties it to his bumper hitch when he leaves my house, and he drags it
So
home.
this isn't even your break. I want to. Your best break is not breaking your controller.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. A default to you.
I could feel the anger sharks swimming in my head. I go, I'm gonna mess this controller up so bad. And then I smashed it into his floor. And then I walked outside and I drove home. And I was so mad. I took the controller and I tied it to my tow hitch in my T100 that I used to have. I sped out of the neighborhood and I was dragging it home. And I got pulled over by a cop.
You got pulled over?
Yeah, I got pulled over by a sheriff's deputy down by Donley Donuts. And he pulled me over. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm just going home. He's like, "Why do you have a controller tied to the back of your truck?" And I had to make up. I was like, "Oh, my buddy probably did that as a prank." But he had no idea that I was so mad at losing to a video game that I took it and I tied it to my car.
Pedersen broke one of mine. Same thing.
Most of the time,
Hey, I'll get you a new controller. Just took it out in the driveway and swung it like a morning star, like a flail, swinging it on its cord and shattered the shit out of it. I was like, huh.
Hey, what system was it you took the hammer to? Was that Sega Saturn?
The hammer. No, that was the old Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
Like 10 or 9. Yeah, that's pretty.
It started at a young age, guys. This isn't a. They have like AA meetings for this kind of stuff.
Yeah. I went to when I was living down here. I went to GameStop 3 times in one day to get new PlayStation 2. And the guy's like, "Seriously, dude?" I'm like, yeah, it's been a rough day.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's not like, oh no, I have a whole bunch of friends coming over for a sleepover. No.
No.
Yeah, no, it was just me. You could probably tell my forehead was probably still bleeding. Like,
Yeah, you did break one over your forehead.
Oh my god. Okay, so let's just cut to the Tommy. Do you have a break that you remember?
Yeah, that same. I can't remember what
so
game.
this is
It
again
wasn't over
Matt
Vandal.
doing it.
It wasn't over Vandal Hearts because I'd watch Matt play that till like sundown till sunset.
Tommy would just watch and fanboy when all his other brothers' friends would.
That's like
play
when I
video
played
games.
Diablo, like at Matt's house. Like his computer would freeze because he always played the Berserker. And
Boy, remember that one time I took a flathead screwdriver to the PC because I got so mad?
yeah, oh yeah, no, that was great.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, oh, I just want to hear your favorite rage break. Because has there been? What's the largest item that's been broken because of you? TVs?
With me?
Yes.
No, I punched a bunch of holes in the drywall at one of my places I was living in. And my roommates are like, dude, what the fuck?
Was that Ventura?
I didn't mean to drop an F-bomb, but
It's okay.
yeah, no, I was playing Tiger Woods Golf 2005.
Tiger Vision.
Yeah, and my Tiger Vision didn't line up. And I almost, it was my sister's TV that she gave me. I almost took it off the cabinet and threw it out the pool. I got so pissed, but they stopped me at the door. I got so mad. I ripped everything out.
Oh my gosh. I love that there's certain moments where it's just like instant rage, but like the controller and then
Stop it.
and then but the ones I like is the ones where you're like, you know what? I'm gonna tie this motherfucker to my tow hitch.
That's premeditated.
That's premeditated, right? Like I thought about this shit.
It's so funny because
Like-
Pedersen is face to face when he's in person. You would never think he'd do something like this over a video game because he doesn't get pissed over real life things.
I've never seen.
So funny.
I'm a total sweetheart. You know me.
I've never seen joysticks and buttons and controllers in general shake when someone walked into a room. It was just. But at the same time, my favorite video game moment with you, Ped, because I'm not a gamer. I've only got a couple games in me that I could crush. But will always be Rock Band.
Oh, Sabotage?
Sabotage,
By
Man on the
Del
Drums, Del Fuegos. I'm just saying, it's not karaoke. But I want to say you have a good voice. I'm not hyping you up. You're not American Idol. America's Got Talent. You're none of that bullshit. You're a gamer. And you came in and you hit all your...
Tommy Pickles in the living room.
Yes.
But you also busted through the door. Like, not. I felt like he didn't know he was singing. Right?
No. He knew we did it on purpose.
I knew it was coming.
But I really did it.
You were on the drums, me and Eddie were on the guitars,
Right.
and Matt was on the vocals.
And so I really don't know.
And then
Right,
he
'cause
came in, and
I thought that no one was playing the mic, but I guess they did it. And he comes in, busts through the screen door, and I'm hit. Like everyone's doing such like we're not playing. Maybe we're playing expert, but not.
we were playing expert.
We're playing expert, but Sean and Eddie are crushing bass and guitar. I've been practicing like for 48 hours straight,
Yeah.
like keeping everyone awake on the drums. I broke the fucking pedal. You remember, Sean?
Yeah.
I was like, this pedal fucking sucks. I'm an expert. Eddie, get a new pedal. Right, and Matt busted the screen door.
Because we were all laughing so hard. I think we failed the song. We totally tanked it.
yeah, I didn't think we made it out of like right to where the solo breaks.
Yeah.
where it's that long pause, and then it turns into the riff again, and then we just fucking were dying laughing, and we failed.
That's my favorite video game moment, though, for sure. We were laughing hysterically, though. Such a good
I
song.
think Louis was there too. I think Louis was sitting on the couch. He almost pissed himself. 'Cause he was laughing
I
so hard.
think he did piss himself.
It's true.
Yeah,
He
no,
did.
Louis was definitely there.
No, he definitely did piss himself.
Yeah. What
Hey,
else is there?
so how you doing with all this stuff, brother? I haven't talked to you in forever.
Man. Yeah, man, it's good to hear your voice, man. I miss you. Spoke with Troy yesterday. I talk to Tommy a bunch every once in a while. Good. We're doing takeout at the restaurant every night for a couple hours.
Ooh, Chuck Steakhouse, if you're in Santa Barbara, give him a call.
Yeah, well, only doing takeout right now, unfortunately, but
Quick fix
Yeah.
takeout.
I know, can I get a quick fix?
not right now.
I think AJ Spurs has are you there right now?
No, I just got home like 30 minutes ago.
No, are you guys doing like a deal? Like AJ Spurs has like $40. You get like 2 chickens and 2 steaks and soup.
That's pretty sweet.
No,
No,
the sides
like
are
that.
huge.
We're just kind of doing a few items here and there. We're like doing to-go cocktails, Mai Tais. and stuff
Are
like
you
that.
infected?
Come on, dude. I've already got everything, dude. You can't.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, hey, if you take penicillin enough times, you won't catch anything.
Dude, it's so true.
How many? Okay, here's a dead.
It's time to penicillin up.
How many penicillin shots have you taken in your life? Yes, think about it.
It's embarrassing to say. Probably like at least 3. Yeah.
Oh.
But then we also had let's see. Yeah, and other antibiotic pill forms and stuff like that. But hey, you know what? You like to party? You like to...
Hey, I don't want to keep you from your dinner. You want to throw a shout out or anything?
I don't care. It's a chicken salad. It can wait. Who cares?
Oh, chicken salad got cold?
Yeah, whatever. I'll just throw it in the trash anyway. I've been eating steak and potato every night. I've already gained like 5 pounds, so I gotta have a salad to make myself feel better.
Nice.
What did you say, Paula?
Nothing. Just making sure you're all good. And I'm trying to cut you off really so we can keep the show going, but.
Okay, yeah, no, if you gotta go, you gotta go. I would love to come up and be on the show with them. That'd be really
Probably next week.
Yeah.
next Wednesday?
Yeah, next Wednesday, sure. I'll text you and we'll confirm.
Matt, can you hear me?
Yeah. Tommy's like talking on my cell phone like it's from 1950.
Does this sound like Hang Up?
Classic Tommy.
Classic penny move.
Pena move.
Classic penny move.
I always like that. Hey, I'm going to turn the right blinker on, but really make the left.
Yeah.
That's a good Tommy move.
Just expect a dead animal in your car or your tires flattened, maybe a slash.
Right.
I'm sorry, what? There's a just
Hey, great video game talk. Love talking to Ped. First time on the show. Oh my gosh. What you got, Tommy?
It takes me like 30 seconds. Like 30 seconds.
Oh, that's great.
Well, hey, look forward to next week's episode of Hold My Whistle with Matt Patterson, DK mode. Should be a great one. Thank you for listening to another episode. Hanging out for us for just under 2 hours again. I want to thank all the whiskeys and bourbons that Tommy brought. Thank you for letting me drink you. Thank you, Tommy, for coming.
Yeah, I would say it was great, but it hasn't been that great. It's been all right.
It was an okay thing, but I think we knocked out a good
guys. This has been one of the better intros I've ever had.
I hope everyone's still doing okay. Social distance, do your thing, but be happy, guys.
Yeah.
Be happy, live your life. Don't let things stress you out. You know what I mean?
Don't be soft.
Yeah. Don't wear gloves and mask like Paul.
Wear your mask and gloves, people. Don't be don't be that crazy lady at Walmart coughing and spitting and raging and being angry.
Sure.
But don't be that person in the bubble for no reason.
Yeah.
And don't be that guy who
Find the
hates
happy
on
middle.
people for wearing masks and gloves.
Sure.
Well,
all right.
You brought mask and gloves on, and you're sitting right next to us.
Hey, football players always wear masks and gloves. So, how about that?
All right.
Hey, this is another episode of Home My Whistle. I'm Paulo.
This is Sean. I'm signing off.
Hit the music.
Can you blow my whistle, baby, let me know. Girl, I'm gonna show you how to do it, and we start real slow. You just put your lips together and you come real close. Can you blow my whistle, baby?